Welcome, everybody. Conspiracy or not, here we come. We are with Bart and Amy as usual, and our very good friend, we consider this guy family, Mark from Global Agenda. Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Aaron.
Mark, how you been, bro?
And you want to highlight me?
Hi, crew. Busy week. Been a busy week. NASA Lies is in the house.
Yeah, NASA Lies is in the house.
I see that. Hi, NASA Lies. Big P too.
Yeah.
Adelaide.
Apparently, so does Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yes.
before we get started, a couple things I want to throw out there. First, if you guys have not already, please subscribe to Bart's channel. Amy dropped the link, and I'll ask her to go ahead and do so again. Keep dropping links in the chat so everybody can see it and have access to it. Bart is only 17 subscribers away from 100, and when he gets to 100, he can host shows, he can live stream, and just in case something happens to my channel. Also, I wanted to give basically a public apology to Mark. Last week, I invited Mark on and for the last hour of the show, and I didn't really do a very good job moderating. It was really his turn and his time to be on, and the conversation kind of got away from us, and that is my fault. So love you, bro, and deepest apologies on that. But hey, we got you all 3 hours tonight, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I understand you're a little bit pissed off. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. I respect that, though, Aaron. That's all good.
Yeah, bad Aaron, bad host, my bad. Okay, you guys, look, last week I announced that the Dow Jones dropped, and I think I said it was 686 points. I think that was the daily high, and then it sort of came back up a tiny bit. It actually turned out to last week's Dow dropped 666 points. Yeah? You like those numbers?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
It actually dropped 575.75, and all the news articles are actually putting it out there, 666-point drop. Gotta love those numbers, right?
Did you say gotta love or God love?
Gotta love those numbers.
Gotta love. Okay.
666-point drop. And then we had, obviously, the Super Bowl 52, when we're going to talk about that a little bit, 41-33. Got to love those numbers, right? So the Dow Jones dropped last Friday, 666 points. And then this week, the following Monday, it dropped 1,175 points. And I think it dropped another 500 points yesterday. No, Thursday it dropped 1,032. I'm just checking my notes here. I don't know what that is signaling, but if you got money in the stock market, you might want to, maybe now's the time to pull out. Now, obviously the stock market, right, as of yesterday's drop, it was sitting at 23,860, which is freaking remarkable, right? It was only, what, 2 years ago? It was 10, right? I mean, it's more than anybody else paying attention to the stock market. It's pretty much doubled, more than doubled in 2 years.
Yeah, it started going up like
Three?
crazy, but you know, knowing what I know it's all a show.
Oh, NASA Live says he heard it was 10:33.
Love them numbers.
Now, 1033 is a pretty damn interesting number. It's one of those heavily coded numbers. And we've talked about this many, many times before about the militarization of the police force, right? I think it was in 2010, the Pentagon initiated its 1033 program, where they were gifting out all that military hardware to police forces all around the country and some school municipalities. I mean, I haven't confirmed it, but I heard that like LA County school system, they received a couple of fucking bazookas. I'm serious, like rocket launchers. No, I'm not
Yep.
not kidding. That's what I heard.
What?
But again, I haven't confirmed that, so I'm not saying that happened for sure. That's what I heard.
I was promised flying cars and bazookas. I want my bazookas.
Hey, I was promised flying cars, floating cities, and all the energy we could use by my dad before his work went black.
Yeah, Amy, your dad, for those that don't know, was it T. Townsend Brown?
Yes, he worked with T. Townsend Brown on electrogravitics.
Yep. And her dad would come home and tell her stories and then tell her to shut up about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And look at her now.
That's right. I'm not shutting up for nobody.
So, Mark, Elon's got you pissed off these days.
Yeah, Elon. If oh my God, it's I when I woke up the other morning and you know, I subscribe to Extra Caps' blog, right? So I get the email direct when he's done something new, right? And when Extra Caps, who's Brother Berg, fellow Canadian gematria blogger, does some great work. He's got a new post today, and funny enough, he's talking about Bob Dylan, and we'll go through that later on when we do the Dylan segment. But Brother Berg, Amy, that's the one that I sent you over to watch it. My sister, she says to me, she says, you have to go and watch Brother Berg's video. I go, what? She goes, yeah, he's making videos again. I go, no. And this is on my way out. And she's just laughing. And she says, oh, it's about 6 minutes long, and it's a mockery. And, you know, that's where I'm coming up now with the hashtag mockery, right? I mean, we're living it. This is a mockery. If they can get away with this, I'm laughing right now, but it's like a really upset laugh. Because this one, when I saw, I thought for sure I thought Brother Berg, when he, 22 months, he hadn't posted a video on YouTube, and his rationale is always that it's a lot quicker. And we know Zachary Hubbard, right? Zach pumps him out, but he pumps him out off of his blog, right? So, and then Gematrinator's doing the same thing, right? He's Derek, as you guys know, both Derek and Zach, of course, and now, you know, Brother Berg, Extra Caps is my guy, one of my guys I follow. And when I read that he, you know, 22 months, there's your 22, hadn't put a video out. And then his last two videos, pretense to this one, I noticed he did one on Amtrak. So I said, cool, man, he was plugged into Amtrak. So I watched it, and he punched out the numbers random, but it was the funny, Amy, that was a funny video that Brother Berg did. I mean, his numbers went by too quick, but that was funny.
Yeah, I kept having to pause it to go, wait, what?
Yeah. That's what my sister said. She said, you know, the new gematria won't understand, right? Because it's just flying. And I'm just looking at the numbers, scrolling by, go, yeah, he's got it. I'm seeing 111. I'm seeing 222. I'm seeing the 261. I'm seeing 216. I'm seeing it all. And he's got him bang on. And he's done a great job today again, and he's deciphering the same thing that my sister Wendy, which we'll discuss the numbers, of course, later on, and she's deciphered the same codes as Brother Berg has, so they're on the same page on after his blog today. So it's great timing that he came out with that. Anyway, going back to the SpaceX, I go, is this serious? Because I wasn't paying attention. I've been plugged into Amtrak, right? I mean, there's so much stuff going on, right? And I go, no way. And then when I said, are they selling this car in space as real? And then boom. And, you know, I from December 31st to January 31st, I didn't publish any videos. My channel finally became clear on January 23rd of all. It's
yeah, you went dark for a while.
Yeah, I went dark, and we'll be discussing dark later because the tonight's show is going to end on the dark moon, the black moon that happens on February 14th, 15th, and 16th. More Jewish holidays coming up, and that's what we'll end this video on this evening. Just a little spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. But yeah, going dark is huge right now. Okay, going dark, right? Because I just noted too, the MH370 ship went dark for 3 days. Blah blah blah. And I'm an MH370 guy because that's the first video I ever did was on, as you guys could know in those videos.
Yep.
But when I saw this, I said, if they can sell this SpaceX friggin' Roadster Tesla vehicle in space with a driving mannequin the same day that the mannequin dolls get $2,000, they have to give them away in Germany because the sex mannequin shop, the brothel, got busted, and now I'm asking for donations for the GoFundMe campaign to get the boy laid when he gets back to Earth.
That was
jokes,
great.
Jokes.
That was great.
Anyway, you know what? They're making a mockery of this. But seriously, guys, seriously, are we gonna accept this? Are we gonna accept this as real?
No.
This is incredible. Aaron, back to you, Aaron. I know you want to talk about it. I came out, and this week I did more videos in 1 week than I've done in a long time, and I'm a busy guy, okay? And I stayed up at night, and my last one last night that I posted today, which has got my channel's being dumbed and numbed down by YouTube algorithms for sure, you know. I came back on the 31st and did that Justin Timberlake video, and it went viral. They'll allow the odd video that I do to go viral, right? It suits their needs. And then boom, they shut me down again, right? I don't care. I really don't care, because when I see who's commenting on it, those are the people that I care about. You guys are awake, and God bless you. Back to you.
Well, when you said, are we going to stand for this? Obviously, we are not, but we is a problematic word now, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Amy constantly talks about that. You know, there's a solution, right?
Yep.
And we're accepting this crap. And then I didn't post it. I've got it in my, you know, I've got a couple. It's been so busy. I've got a couple of videos I didn't have a chance to get out. But I recorded last night's chat room with 5,000 people in it. And then you guys saw a bit of that, okay? In that video that I posted last night. There's 5,000 people watching the same video roll over and over and over. And I saw our pilot there, Starman, go by the Earth a few times, and they're just rolling like maybe a 3-4 minute segment, and then they'll come back to it, right? And now they're telling us that Elon Musk, that he's lost, that we're going to lose transmission because he's gone into the Milky Way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, this is it, and they already set us up for failure because they said that he overshot his mark to get over to Mars, right? So he got caught speeding intergalactically, and I'm telling you, there's some good ET policemen out there. If they slowed down that roadster, I'm telling you.
You know, Broadsword left.
Yes.
Mark, you probably haven't seen it, but I uploaded a little bit of a spoof video today on Elon.
You said you were working on it, yeah. I didn't see it. No, I haven't been on the computer. I took a day off today. This is the first time I've been back on the computer.
I used a couple of clips from your video, and I used the beginning of Matt's previous video, and I'm going to highlight that on tonight's show in just a few minutes. I'm going to pull that up and screen share some stuff so we can talk about this.
Play it.
But
how long is your spoof video?
I think it's 7 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe about 7 or 8 minutes.
Play it? Why don't you play it?
What? Why
don't you play it later on? Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
I'd like to watch it here put it on this broadcast, please. Because we can go through my videos that I've done since the Justin Timberlake one. I've got a window open of all those videos. I'm gonna bang off what I've discussed, and everything's going back to me to the Amtrak, right back to December 18th when that train screwed up down in Seattle there. Because my videos are all relating back to the Eagles and that damn golf course over there.
You mean
on the Navy base?
You mean DuPont?
Yeah, DuPont.
Okay, because you said Seattle, and I'm going, I don't think it was quite in Seattle. I mean, it was close.
On that note.
DuPont.
No, if I say Seattle, it's like me saying Toronto. It's like the greater Toronto, the greater Seattle area.
Right.
You can Google search Seattle Amtrak, the train wreck. You're going to get the same one as if you Google search DuPont or Olympia.
Yeah.
Olympia gets that tree of life, which we can discuss. The tree of life now. The Olympics are going on in Olympic. Right?
But I think that DuPont is an important piece, if you know what I mean.
No, you know what I mean, because I focused on it. I got a DuPont Chevy, man.
Right.
Gordon, number 24.
Right.
I was just gonna say I was looking through your channel, Mark, and I did notice a NASCAR and text over it, but I was pretty sure that I'm good with logos, and I'm like, that's okay. My brain registers like that's DuPont, and then now you're talking about DuPont. So you're making some connections there too.
Yeah, exactly. Because Gordon was in the Pepsi halftime commercial, right? Racing the car of the future there, in Back to the Future. But it's all linked to Back to DuPont for sure.
I think it's interesting that DuPont had a family member that was presumably, we are told, convicted of murder.
Mm-hmm. That's the wrestler, the wrestling
family murder.
I don't remember the specific details. I just remembered that he was convicted of murder.
I got a gem for you.
He was,
and I'm pretty sure that this is correct if my memory serves me. If you guys are familiar with Peter Levenda and the research that this guy does, he's top tier. Okay, he's up there with Joseph Farrell in my book. Peter Levenda talks a lot about what he calls, quote, the nine. Okay,
right.
And he's got a book about it, and this is for those who don't know. And I forget what year it was. It was early 1900s. A group of aristocratic American blue blood families, including the Astors, the Ford, the DuPont was there. Okay, they had a freaking seance or multiple seances, and they claimed to have contacted 9, quote, entities. And I've spoken about that before on previous shows way back when Ian was with us, when I was really big. And but anyway, DuPont family, they were involved in that. So the Astors were, the family members from Astors, DuPont. I think Ford was there. God, I used to know all the names that were there. I used to listen to Peter Levenda all the time. But anyway, I do know, I'm pretty sure DuPont was one of those family members involved in that cult ceremonies that they were holding, involved in contacting, I don't know, aliens or entities. I don't know what it was exactly, but there it is. But I just want to take a little step backwards. Mark, you said, and of course we're going to talk about this, and you've highlighted in your videos, the blackouts, right? I recently saw the new Blade Runner 2049 movie, and they say in that movie no less than 4 times 4 separate times in this movie, they inject dialogue in that movie about the blackout. They're always referring to after the blackout, you know, when the blackout happened, and blah, blah, blah. Everything's changed since the blackout. And that jumped out. When I watched that movie, the first time I heard it, it was like a hammer coming flying out of the TV and smacking you in the forehead. And then 3 or 4 more times in the movie, they keep bringing up, you know, remember the blackout. So I don't know what kind of fucking predictive programming or when they're planning on pulling something off, but
you're on it. You're on it, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a date. We'll have a date at the end of the video or at the end of the chat. Sorry, I feel like I'm making a video. Are we making a video? Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
You got it. The blackout. That's it. That's it. You got it. You know, no spoiler alerts. That's what's all coming down on the 14th, 15th, and the 16th. That's what we figured out.
Oh, you think
it's gonna be a black? Well, we're going dark, but I just told my sister we're going dark. Haven't I been focusing on going dark?
Yeah, you have. A lot of videos you've been doing on that.
We're going dark. I just pulled up my Northeast blackout of 2003, the one I was part of. And it happened on August 14th, 2003. I was working at the Tennis Canada Center. We had the Canadian Open National Tennis Championships with, you know, Federer and all the boys and girls. I think it was the men then, back then. And I was working down there. And all of a sudden we went black, 4:30 in the afternoon. And that was a Northeast blackout that lasted some places 24 to 72 hours. We're going to have another one of those. I'm pretty damn sure. Unfortunately, it's going to be in the winter.
Yes.
Well, for those who can afford it, I would recommend, and I'm not kidding when I say this. Hey, Pablo's in the chat.
Pablo Damon, everybody.
I'm going to go and get myself a generator. I'm going to hop on over to Harbor Freight. They've got good deals on generators. I need to go get one that can at least power 2 refrigerators and some lights. So I don't want, you know, when the blackout happens, man, first thing to go is food. So
yes,
even if you can only afford a small one, that can run 2 refrigerators, I recommend going and getting one. It's probably going to be invaluable. At least I've got a fireplace. So if the power goes out and I got no fire, no energy, no power, I can at least keep my house warm. So there's that. Listen, before we get too deep in this evening, I wanted to highlight a couple of things here, at least 1 or 2. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of what feminism has done to modeling lately. The grid girls, the Formula One race car grid girls, these are the hot chicks, the models who walk out and represent their team. You know, they carry the flags and they carry the banners, and right? It's all part of the show. These chicks make good money doing it. It's part of their living. It is their career. It is what they want to do. It gives them exposure, and then they get, you know, contacted by other, you know, producers of movies and commercials and whatever. Okay, this is what models do for a freaking living. They enjoy it. They chose to do it. And all over the internet right now is everybody's up in arms over not only Formula One, but also darts. Apparently darts is a big thing. So Formula One has banned the grid girls. Okay, no more hot chicks on Formula One. And they've also banned the dart girls. Everybody on the internet right now is pissed off and up in arms and blaming feminism, right? We've got this politically correct culture of extreme left, call them liberals, call them feminists, right? Call them social justice warriors. I don't care what you call them. But everybody, I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of fucking videos right now, people pissed off at feminism and feminists because apparently those are the people responsible for having grid girls and dart girls being banned. Well, I got a message for all you.
I'm going to bet.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm going to bet this is manufactured as all get out.
It's absolutely manufactured. And let me get, and this is the point I was going to make. I got a message for all you dumbasses, and I mean dumbasses, And some of you are not dumbasses. Like I subscribe to a channel called Computing Forever. He's an Irish guy, red hair. I think he's got like two or 300,000 subscribers, right? He's a big channel, and social commentary, brilliant guy. Even he's on board, and high impact flicks. Everybody's covered this. I got news for every one of you freaking dumbasses that are pissed off at feminists over this. It's not the feminists. Your anger is in the wrong direction. If you want to be pissed off at somebody for getting rid of grid girls, get pissed off of the organization known as Formula One, who made the fucking decision to get rid of the grid girls.
Yep.
Because honestly, there's all these videos if you like social commentary videos and you're interested in the subject of people bashing feminism, there's more than your fair share. You can watch all day long, all month, all year. You won't get through all of them. Everybody's talking about this phenomenon of feminism, and look, they've even had news broadcasts like the morning TV shows have interviewed these models who say, look, we're out of a job, we chose to do it, we love to do it. All the social commentators are saying the same thing. They're saying, look, feminists, you're all about empowering women. Well, you just got all these women fucking fired. And and on top of that I just heard the other day that Formula One is now going to replace the grid girls with kids.
Oh, geez.
So they're not going to be paid, basically. You know what I mean? So we're talking young kids. So they're going to be grid kids.
All for the pedophiles.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Mm.
So I just want to remind people to put your anger in the right place. I mean, feminism, the feminist movement, it's a minority. It's a minority operation. It's a minority group of people who really dye their hair and go out to protest and scream and holler and hoop and haw and cry and piss and moan about exploiting women this and gender this and pay gap that, which is bullshit. The pay gap is bullshit. Look, man, Formula One is a fucking institution. Formula One is a huge, worldwide, enormously wealthy, because it caters to the super wealthy. It's a sport for rich people. Put your anger there. Send them your emails. Stop making social commentary bashing feminists over this. This isn't feminism. That's the excuse.
Yes.
Formula One did this.
Well, they had Formula One do it so they could get their controlled opposition to go out and bash feminism. It's pretty clear, I think.
Well, it definitely works to divide people further and further.
Yes, it does.
I'm staying out of this one. And not because I don't have anything to say. I have too much to say. I don't want to go.
No,
And you have a wife.
And what?
I don't blame you. You have a wife.
Well, no, it's not even about that. No, I have just it's like a mosh pit in my brain right now, and I can't. There's no clear winner, so
I just think there's a lot of misplaced anger. I think.
Well, yeah, I think you have a point there. I actually like the point that you're making, which is. I think that's this other tactic of the confusion, of the induced confusion, which is how to get people to conflate as many things as possible and get sort of like cross angry in these new and interesting ways. But then again, it's all about everything's a distraction from every other distraction.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is. So I've got, let me see, I need to open up a tab because I want to share a video.
Aaron,
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I'm going to add my 3 cents on that. I was just waiting.
No, please. Anytime, bro.
Yeah, I just, you're talking about the F1 girls, okay? And you got, and the NFL, we just had the Kaepernick psyop there for the whole last season with the one knee. I'm not Black Lives Matter, and then it turned into something else. But now we've got the sports world. It's the sports and entertainment. It's the singing, yada, right? So I just pulled up Maple Leafs going with a new look for their ice crew, right? So I should grab this link. It's from the Toronto Sun. I'll put it in the room. But what we've got is the sexism is why don't they target the Miley Cyrus's videos of her swinging on the chain wrecking ball with her legs spread? The feminists. Why don't you target all those videos, those sexist videos? They're making their own. They're making their own mockery of their own by picking on certain things. If they are really feminists, they wouldn't have these girls, working in these sexy outfits in front of all these horn dog men, etc. Right? So it's just once again, it's the whole thing's a damn mockery, right? I mean, if there's truly feminists out there, you wouldn't have all of this, sexism in sports. It's not just the F1, trust me, and you know that. It's more than, look at the NFL cheerleaders, the Dallas cheerleaders. Holy cow, my team. Not anymore. NFL's a joke now. I don't even. Sports is rigged. That's one thing I've woken up to too. Sports is rigged. Everything's scripted. Everything on this planet is scripted. Right?
Yeah.
They can eliminate it itself. You just have to look at these skimpy outfits now. We're in the Winter Olympics, but look at the Summer Olympics. Scroogle, hot Olympic athletes, and see what you get, right? Like, they got these little skimpy, all those 100-meter female sprinters, even the guys. It's like, it's a meet-a-thon, right? It's going back to the old, Roman Empire, the Olympics, the Greeks, right? It's like, give me a break. Everything. And then they've got the sheeple all paying attention to their cell phones, keeping their head down, and they're looking at the idiot box, and my dad would call it the TV, and no one's looking up in the air anymore. No one's looking at the stars, no one's looking at the moon phases, and no one's looking at the chemtrails. They've got this the G5, the 5G. Everybody is now, you've got it. Well, I just watched that video. Somebody sent me Truth Stream Media, right? Their video on, what they're keeping from you. And the one guy says, you've got a robot in your hand. Literally, you do. How many times a day do you go to your cell phone? It's like your little robot.
That's well, the answer to that question is actually startling. I've seen some like polls or studies that show that on average it's in the several hundreds per day. Several hundreds.
Going to the cell phone?
Yeah, several hundreds of time that the phone is turned on, turned off, turned on, turned off, and looked at. And that's on average. So some people are in the many, many hundreds, and some people are, lower than, obviously, to make the average, but that's what it is.
I'll play devil's advocate on that.
Oh, and real quick, Bart, I'm sorry. 1 second. Real quick. My mailbox episode, that girl that smashed my mailbox.
Yeah.
I was talking to my neighbor just last week, and my neighbor was standing outside on her front porch. She saw it happen. She was out there waiting for her daughter for the bus, and she said the girl was on her phone. So there you go. Go ahead, Bart.
Oh, I was going to say I'll play devil's advocate in the sense of so hundreds of times a day, people are looking at their phones. What did you say the average was again?
I'm just going off the top of my head, an old poll that I saw a while ago, and don't quote me on it, but it was hundreds of times a day.
I would just say, that's really not that much. It's like how many steps a day do you take? How many times do you blink? How many times is your heart beat? How many times do you scratch yourself? Right? It's like you just go along with this, but if you ever got a number on it, like you know that you scratch yourself over 5, like what's the number? Where would you be shocked, right? Because there's this thing about not keeping track of stuff, and then like keeping track of something, counting it up, and then throwing out a seemingly big number that seems like, it seems shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me play this video. Speaking of shocking, let me do a quick screen share and highlight myself. This is a video that Tidor put out. And for those who don't know who Tidor is, they're distorting our rhythm channel, and I'll show that in just a second.
Is that the time traveler dude?
No, he's an Australian bloke. He's a good dude. So there's his channel. This is his current channel. They're distorting our rhythm disassociate, and I don't know which one it is, but the guy keeps getting. He has lost a shitload of channels. He's got a bunch of channels as backups, and so I don't know what number this is. 18, 19, I don't know. But anyway, the Daily Telegraph article here that he highlights. This is only a 3-minute video. I want to play most of it. This is going to maybe make your blood boil a little bit. Toddlers practice lockdown drills at preschools and daycare centers.
Oh, my blood going already.
Fines of $2,000 and downgrades. Hang on, let me back that up and read that. Fines of $2,000 and downgrades of quality ratings apply for operators who fail to ensure all children have been included. All children have been included, or who failed to do the drills. Here it is, 4 times a year.
That's ridiculous.
Being in school, how many times do we have fire drills? Once a year, maybe twice?
Maybe.
All right, here we go. Your toddlers, your babies are being terrorized with terror drills. Check this out. Duck and cover, kiddies. Here, this article, quote, you have to provide documented evidence on your lockdown drills. We have to make sure the fucking editor, we have to make sure child. See that? Jesus Christ. Come on, editors. We have to make sure every child has done it. Even if one child is away for 6 weeks, we can't sign off on that until that one child is trained as well, Miss O'Neill said.
This is absurd. This is total insanity. We've got to put a stop to this.
Here, quote, parents shouldn't be worried. It's not like centers are saying the world is full of terrorism. That's exactly what you're fucking saying.
That is exactly it.
Okay, sorry, I hear music, but I'm seeing text.
Yeah, that music is on the video. That's
Oh, okay, so he's just showing the text in his video. Okay, all right, sorry.
Two to 3 years old.
Lunacy. Yeah. Totally insane.
All right, so I feel like that their whole approach is wrong on this. I feel like if there's an active shooter in the school, you teach the kids to run around like crazy. Therefore, they're not as good targets.
You would
You know
think.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? Instead of just like hunkering down.
Well,
then
go ahead.
it's a dark joke I'm making, but
Okay.
you know, like something also like to the effect of what if, okay, so this is 4 times a year now in preschools. Maybe at some point we can expect it to be what, a monthly drill, then maybe once every week. Then maybe there should just be a whole class, like daily, every day in preschool, you know, for an hour, they do the shelter in place drill. And then maybe then people will wake up to, you know, maybe there's something going on here. Maybe this isn't right.
What to me is the fact that we have maybe once or bills, and the terrorism has been manufactured. Number of the fires too. What we're trying to say is that terrorist attacks are more likely to happen at your fire, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well.
Guess that's. This is unacceptable.
Yeah. Sorry, Amy. Just so you know, you're dropping out at about half. I'm only catching half of what. I'm only catching half of what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'm getting you.
Getting an echo on me, and then are Aaron and Mark even here?
I don't know.
I can hear you.
Okay, Mark's here.
I can hear Mark. Where
is Aaron gone?
Where's Aaron
go?
Bart.
Yeah.
This is like every week now, isn't it? That you guys have the technical glitches, eh? Remember last time we had we had to start over last week.
Yep.
Amy's been kind of shaky all night. Aaron's gone.
I guess he is.
Yeah, Aaron dropped out.
How has my audio been? Because I'm on satellite.
You sound fine.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know why
Amy, you know what? We can just tell Aaron to have a nice night and log off, and we'll take over the show. How's that sound?
Well, unfortunately, if we do that,
yeah.
Look at Rufus.
I see it.
He's in the chat. He's going silent.
Oh, that's funny.
For the audience, Rufus is in the Google chat in with the administrators, and he's saying, "What?" He's gone. Rufus is gone.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, if he stays out too long, the live broadcast ends. In fact, that's what happened last week.
I see Arno Carner saying, "I see Aaron laid up, but no audio." That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just dropped out, but hopefully he'll be right back.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll have to do this show in pieces again.
So do it, Mark. Take over. What do you got? What's next on your what's next on your global
agenda? Let's go. Seeing as how we're into the Olympics right now, let's go back to my first video back after a month off. Okay, let's go over to Justin Timberlake, Super Bowl 52, and the hidden symbolism behind the trees. I'm gonna just throw that in there. Yeah, I'm gonna throw that into the chat. Okay, that link. I mean, probably a few of these people in here have already looked at that, right? Arno says he missed the intro. Arno says he missed the intro music. That's funny. Okay, so let me just read you. Let me read what it's about. Okay, so here it is. This upcoming 16th. So this was posted on January 31st, so 4 days before the Super Bowl. Okay. I would like to give my youngest sister, Wendy, a shout out for leading me into this rabbit hole. Without her numbers, I would never have believed that I was seeing as I looked into the connections that I linked together. And now this is going into the February 16th date, which is going to be Dylan at the end of the chat. Okay. This upcoming February 16th marks the Chinese New Year. In Chinese astrology, we are going to be entering the year of the dog. February 16th is a very important date for the present ritual season that we are in with the Jewish holidays and the super blue moon that we just had. And now we're going to have a dark moon coming up, which we'll discuss later. The upcoming Olympics in South Korea, and of course this weekend, Super Bowl 52 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The This video covers a large spiderweb from the death of Prince to Queen Elizabeth's birthday in April 2016 to the Fort McMurray wildfire of May 2016 to last year's Super Bowl in Houston, Texas, and the subsequent flooding of that city to the California wildfires, and back to last week's Grammys and the upcoming Super Bowl where Justin Timberlake will be playing at the Pepsi halftime show. Justin Timberlake's birthday just happens to be today, which I posted at January 31st. Happy birthday, JT. And his new album, Man of the Woods, will be released on February 2nd, which happened in 2 days short of the Super Bowl appearance. Funny enough, the first time he has played the Super Bowl was in Houston, and that was in 2004. And it was also the infamous Nipplegate duet with Janet Jackson. We will see what the fun and games of the upcoming Super Bowl brings to the state of Minnesota. And that video pretty well called out the underdog Philadelphia Eagles, because we were seeing a lot of dog symbolism and the dog pound, and they had these Chinese masks that they had made in China, and all these people were wearing the rubber masks, and it was like the dog pound, which they have in Cleveland. So there was a lot of symbolism with the dogs. But just go back to the Tree of Life for 1 minute, because we're into the Olympics right now. Seoul, Korea.
Can I just throw something in there, Mark? I think there's also an interesting
go ahead,
dog connection with was it Michael Vick with the Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trouble
Excellent.
For the dog stuff. Okay. Back to you.
Excellent. Excellent. And for those that are not aware, Michael Vick was an all-star quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. And then he came back and he went to prison after he was convicted of dog cruelty, because he was running it
was a pit bull fight club.
The pit bull, it was a pit bull terrier fight club. And you know what, Aaron, it was all bullshit. Excuse my language. It's all bullshit once again, you know. But the funniest thing is, and there's your connection, okay? You've got your Atlanta Falcons, and we've made some connections again with the Falcons of Prey and the Atlanta power outages, which we can continue to discuss later, because the power outages and going dark is the theme right now, I believe. And Michael Vick, and that's great point, Bart, because I might have to have a reverse look at him, because Michael Vick came back out of jail, and we can take a look at how many days he spent in jail for that dog cruelty. And they said, oh, he was working out in jail, and he was a young guy. And guess what team he made his return with, which is a great point, because you just reminded me, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
So there's a great connection. He got out of jail. Yeah, he went to jail with the Falcons, and he came out of jail a bro, big dog pound boy, big, dog catcher, nasty dog guy. And he played for the Philadelphia Eagles. Boom, right out of jail. They signed him to a free agent contract.
Hey,
so there's a good connection there, Bart. Yeah.
Good on you, Bart. Good on you. Before we get too far off track.
Welcome back.
See, I know stuff.
Yeah, we keep Bart.
Bart, eh? Bart. I want to just comment quick, Bart, because you're a funny guy. My sister she didn't realize, but she saw your comments and she loves your comments, so she's gone and checked out. She's one of your new subs, right? Yeah, so she's going, Bart. Yeah, I know. I go, Bartman. She goes, yeah. I see his comments. He's great. She loves your dry. You just I like when you said I loved in the Skype chat before the show. Oh, he's awesome. He's dry. I loved in the Skype chat when you said, when you and Amy were talking about who's the second in charge, and you're going back. Amy, you had to put Bart in his place, eh? Bart's trying to move up the peg in the totem pole. Bart's moving up in the pecking order. Bart.
He's trying to climb that corporate ladder.
Yeah.
He is.
The corporate conspiracy or not, here we come ladder. Two men and one woman wrecking.
I am my own conspiracy.
Anyway, sorry, Aaron. I had to comment on that.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that they were having a good cat. And hey, who's top rank here? I got more seniority. And Bart says I'm working on it. Sorry, Aaron. Go ahead.
Yeah, Bart had to put out the memo that he was ready for the intro this time without needing to have to.
Oh, really?
without having, I thought it was funny that he put out the memo, because the memo has been in all over the news lately, the White House memo. I thought that was funny. I think I caught that joke.
That's
I don't know
awesome.
if he meant it, but that's what I picked up.
Of course, yeah, I meant it.
Just go roll with it, Bart. Roll with it.
Yeah.
You're rolling.
That reminds me, one of my favorite characters from back in the day was when John Lovitz used to do the liar. Yeah, that's the ticket. He went over there.
Yes.
Sure he did. Yeah. And then, yeah. Okay, back to you guys.
Go
But
ahead,
I think Mark, though, you were in the middle of something, and I took you off on a tangent with the Michael Vick thing. So I think
Aaron said before we go too far ahead, he wanted to bring us back to something. What was it, Aaron? Sorry to catch you off guard. I just did. I was at the Tree of Life in the Olympics.
Yes, you're about to go into the Tree of Life.
Yeah.
He.
Did we lose? Did we lose? I'm not. I'm looking in the chat room. I'm not on the. Yeah, I'm back in. Yeah, mic problem. Okay, I see it. Okay.
He's claiming it anyway.
The Tree of Life. So we weren't really. Not too many of us were aware of this Tree of Life that it looks like the 400,000 LED lights on this tree that it's in the Olympic Village, right? So it's going to be for the tourists in South Korea to snuggle up with photos of this beautiful green Tree of Life that looks like a nuclear bomb going up.
Yes, a green nuclear bomb.
Right, and it was kind of hypocritical because I wasn't aware that they had 500 acres of trees were clear cut to put in the downhill ski course in I guess it's north of Pyeongchang or wherever the Olympics village is, right? Pyeongchang. So yeah, so they wiped out all these trees, and I did make note of that in that video. And then they replaced it with a downhill course, and then they gave the token Tree of Life to to the Olympic cauldron, but it's not even a tree, right? So 3 days before that, I got a Tammy W she's one of my followers in Google. She sends me some great information. When you see Tammy W, pay attention to what she's posting, because she's usually sending you over to her blog, and she uses lots of my videos because she's in the connection. And Tammy lives out by Seattle, and she just did some traveling up and down the coast where the IM-5 train derailed there on December 18th, which I linked to an Eagles Pride golf course just down the road, right beside Olympia, between Olympia and DuPont. I saw Eagles Pride, and she's telling me that the whole Seattle went nuts when they brought in literally a huge tree in this like a sphere dome in Seattle at the Starbucks. And no, it was beside Starbucks. It was the Amazon corporate office has got a sphere, a big sphere internal for the plants. And what do they call those things, Bart? What do they call one of those things?
Geodesic dome?
Terrarium?
Terrarium. It's like a overgrown terrarium. Yeah, it's like a terrarium dome, whatever it is, right? Anyway, it's awesome.
Biodome, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. Okay, it's massive. If you go Google search Seattle's, Amazon biodome or whatever, and they brought this tree up from California, and they just opened this place on January 29th. And I went, what? But I'd already done my video, but she sent me the link after the fact. Because once again, Amy, there's your Seattle with the trees again, right? Seattle, she keeps popping up, right?
Yep.
And, say what you want about Spudgy, but he's been a pit bull on it since day one, and something might happen. And I found that ferry disaster in the, what was that TV show, Grey's Anatomy, Going Gray, that one of their season enders is a ferry wreck in Seattle, the port of Seattle, right? Massive casualties, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So Seattle comes up with a tree, but just further up the road, when I Google search Tree of Life, in Olympia, Washington, came up that massive tree that is sitting between the cliffs with just its roots hanging out, bare roots, right? And then you got that song up here in Canada called "I Got No Roots in My Soul." I got no roots in my soul. And that all of a sudden, this tree, everyone's going, why isn't this tree dead? It's clinging to life. It's the tree of life. And then you go over to the nuclear tree of life in the Olympics right now. And then we're going to continue with our February 16th right now and right here, because during the Olympics is February 16th, okay? And then during the Olympics closing is February 25th. Let's rewind to April 21st, 2016. And what did we have? We had Prince's death, who was just eulogized at Justin Timberlake.
I've got notes. I've got notes on that.
Super Bowl, right? So Timber and my video was focusing on the wood and the trees, okay? And Timberlake's new video was called "The Man of the Woods."
There it is. Thank you.
And you can go, right? And January 31st was Timberlake's birthday. And also January 31st was a Jewish holiday.
Wait.
And it was a holiday commemorating trees. Sorry.
Wait. January 31st was Timberlake's birthday?
Yeah.
That was the day of the super blue blood red moon eclipse.
Exactly. And that's in my notes.
150 years since the last time that happened. I think it's going to be another 36 years before it happens again. And before we move too far forward, this Justin Timberlake "Man in the Woods" album, if you didn't know, "Man in the Woods," that's a reference to Pan, the woodland god.
Yep.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't remember, I didn't remember this, but I heard some people wanking about it on the radio, that of all the Prince songs to choose, they sang, or they had Justin sing "I Would Die for You."
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was a little funny.
Yeah, and that's also the same performance where we saw the shadow of Prince in someone playing the guitar. Prince's, that famous, sigil-shaped guitar of his.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the veil, where it looked like the tail looked like a devil's tail. So while you see the image of what looks like the devil, Justin Timberlake, with his album "Man of the Woods" reference to Pan, aka Baphomet, is singing "I Would Die for You" with the image of, what looks like freaking devil behind the curtain, behind the veil, in the shadow. It's the shadow on the veil.
Yep.
I mean, the symbolism is so fucking thick.
It is. Oh my gosh.
It was
amazing.
That was so coded and so deep, and such a slap in the face to Prince too. But you know what? They make a mockery out of all of it, don't they? They're making a mockery out of his death. Now we've got Starman flying around up above us right now in that roadster, that hot burgundy roadster, and he's David Bowie's protege. So we got Bowie again coming out with Prince. So you see how they're resurrecting their two famous dudes from 2 years ago. It's going to continue. I had no idea that Timberlake was doing a Prince tribute. Okay, I was blind to that one. That one got by me, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's doing it, and I just giggled when I heard he was doing a Prince tribute. I'm going, are you kidding me? They're bringing him back. And then David Bowie, this week, he gets brought back. It's like, and I've done massive videos on these guys way back, and unfortunately I took some down, but they're still in my computer here. So I'm uploading a bunch of stuff now that this channel is community guideline strike free for now. I'm going to take him over to my second channel, and I'm going to repost a bunch of my videos that were big time hits way back in the day that I posted them. So that's what I'm going to do. And then that channel can get shut down. I've got a third channel ready to go to. Rufus, you got to have all these channels now, buddy.
I know.
Yeah, I should probably make one.
Okay, so if
Another
the
one.
tree of life, just to finish with the tree of life, okay? So when you're looking at South Korea right now, everyone's talking about North Korea and the threat to South Korea. And while just before all the rhetoric from Trump, or after all the rhetoric from Trump about having the ships are all off the coast out there in Korea, South Korea, they announced that the South Koreans and the North Koreans, they're going to have some athletes walk into the village today during the Olympic ceremonies together in harmony. I think North Korea said they have some figure skaters that are going to march in, and South Korea invited them to march in with their team, and they accepted. So there was a little, the gamesmanship literally with the Olympics going on as we speak during the Olympic opening ceremonies. You're going to see North and South Korea walking in together. And now all of a sudden the rhetoric is starting to calm down, and they're focusing now on other things. Like they're still trying to stir up the crap between Russia and the US, and Trump's going to have no part of that. But as we know, he's just a character playing a role right now. So the tree of life, to me, when I saw that one dangling in Washington, that was just more resurrection. That was just more affirmation to me that they're going to continue with the wildfires and the crap going on in poor Oregon, Washington State, North California. It's just going to continue as they work towards Agenda 2030.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I'm going to ask Amy to drop Bart's channel link in the live chat one more time. I want to remind people to please go over and subscribe to Bart. He only needs like 17 more to hit 100, and then he should be able to live stream and host shows in the future if need be. So please go and subscribe to Bart's channel if you haven't done so already, and soon we'll get Bart up and running, hosting shows. And if anything happens to me, then we're screwed without Bart, because right now Amy's in the penalty box.
Yes, I am. Okay, I gotta go get that link again, because
I'm having mic problems again.
You're also having spelling problems. You called me Brad. You Brad again. Amy dropped Brad's link.
You are a Brad. You are a Brad.
So I never got to, just a slight aside, I never got to talk about my dream car, which is a Subaru Brat. Someday I want to have a Subaru Brat, and then I'm going to switch the letters, and it's going to say Bart. So it's going to be, I'm going to reclaim the B word.
Hey,
all right, back to you.
The least they could have done was, you know what, they should have put up a Carroll Shelby 427 Cobra. That's what they should have put up there.
That's my second favorite car. Have you ever seen the ones that are made out of copper?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll take that offline. We'll have to talk about copper AC Cobras.
The original body for that car was aluminum. It was a polished aluminum, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Amy just dropped Bart's link in the live chat. For those listening, if you guys haven't already, please go over and subscribe to Bart's channel. We need 17 more to get 100. And like I said, Amy's in the penalty box, so she can't live stream. And if anything happens to me, if I get a strike, then the show is done until somebody can live stream. Anyway, so there's that. Let me see. I ran through that note. Man of the Woods is Pan. And God, my microphone is just doing its own thing tonight. Let's see. Mark, your new video, one of your new videos, actually, you've been putting out a lot lately. I don't know which one it was, where you highlighted the
I think Mark's in the body.
Oh, okay, he's muted. Did Mark run off for a second?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, in that second, I mean, in that case, I think I do have something else I want to share here. I'll tell you what I might do is just go ahead and tell you what. Let's see. I will pull up Matt's video, I think.
Well, do something. Hey, I'm going to be right back.
All right. All right. Everybody's going to go take a break.
Allison says she
God, Amy, at least on my end, your audio is mostly out.
doesn't obstruct, but she would be willing.
Amy, if you're speaking, I'm only getting like 1 out of every 10 words. So.
I can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I said Allison said no had a live willing to host the show.
Oh.
I imagine we could walk her through it. Yeah, we're having lots of technical difficulties tonight, and sometimes I come through and other times I don't. It's very frustrating.
And I've had to leave and come back. I'm having microphone problems. It's like the last 4 or 5 weeks in a row we've had serious technical problems.
Yep.
Aaron,
Go ahead, Mark.
Aaron, when you were gone there, I was asking, I said to Bart, I go, you've had problems. You had a problem with us last week. We had to all kick off and come back on. And then you said it's happened the last 2 weeks prior to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why it's just, and then you go on to these other chats and you see the same problems with some of these more serious, chat rooms. So, it just shows you that the targeting, they definitely have. What server are you on right now? Are you on Chrome?
No, I'm on Explorer, and you can bash me for that anytime now. I know I take a lot of flack for using Explorer.
Yeah. I think that if you, because I'm the same. I've got I got like 5, right? I got Safari, I got Firefox, I got Explorer, I'm on Chrome now. Remember, I had problems there that not last week, but a couple, and I was gone for like 45 minutes. It's because I was trying to do it on Opera, and now Opera to me gives me more grief. I don't even open it anymore. It used to be one of my favorites. So I think Chrome is kind of like overruling everybody, even though I am on Windows 10. Yes, I caved to that several years back now. I let them have me. But Chrome to me, you probably want to start doing this on Chrome. I think you'd probably be better. That's my opinion.
Okay, well, on that, I'll give Chrome a try. Certainly not at the moment.
Yeah, do it. I think they do say it's more compatible. Scroogle's more compatible with the Chrome. So if you're on no, because E doesn't work for me either. I just go on there when I'm on my backup channel.
Well, now I'm on Chrome right now because my usual browser, Firefox, no longer supports the Hangouts.
Yeah. You notice that?
Yes.
You see that?
So,
and you know what else, Aaron? I can't upload videos from my real player on YouTube anymore. Chrome won't allow it.
Weird. Well, I just do Chrome for the.
They're censoring us everywhere.
I just do Chrome for the shows and then go back to Firefox for everything else.
Matt Hyman in the chat, he just said that everyone is getting disconnected. And I think he means on other podcasts, and I'm seeing a lot of trouble as well on other people's podcasts.
Yes, a lot of people are having problems.
I watched the beginning of Simon Parks with Project Camelot with what's her face there. She got attacked too. She got attacked. I mean, you see it now. I'm seeing a lot of channels that are doing live streaming. They just can't. You're just getting some horrible sound quality. Forget about the video; it's sound quality.
Yeah, it's I think this podcast thing that we're doing and that other people are doing, I think it's sort of backfiring on the powers that be that created the internet, that created Google, that created YouTube, that created podcasts. They probably created podcasts hoping that people involved in football and people involved in, sewing groups or whatever, these little groups, people that, get on and just chat about, fucking soap operas and football. But I don't think they expected They probably did, but maybe not as much as is actually happening. A lot of the truth channels are getting together. There's a lot more podcasts. Josh from Truth Undenied and Gandalf the White are teamed up, and they've got a new show. They brought back the old We'll Do It Live show, and so they are on. Actually, let's see, it's 8 o'clock now. They start at 8 o'clock Central Time, and they go until whenever, and it's an open chat. So you know, there are a lot of people like us that are getting together and connecting, and I have no doubt that we're absolutely under attack. This is not what they intended hangouts to be. It was for people to get together and talk about real shit.
Hey, Aaron, is Gandalf, is he still in the chat room? If he's over there? If he is, you should get the link to that show posted too, so I can paste it.
I haven't seen him recently.
I haven't seen him.
He was in the chat earlier. Yeah, we were talking.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in there. I said I don't know.
Well, it's usually hosted on the Truth Undenied channel, so anybody who's interested, they start up at 8 o'clock Central on Truth Undenied channel. And if you can't find that, then maybe pop over to Gandalf's channel. You should be able to find a link from him somewhere, or a promo or something. And if I can find it while we're talking, then I'll drop the link.
That's okay.
You guys want to have some fun?
For the chat room, that would be good.
You guys want to have some fun for a second? I got a news article I want to show you. It's going to probably make you laugh. This happened, I think, yesterday. It was on the news. And I had to take a note, and I had to go online and find the article because I just couldn't believe it. Boy gets trapped inside an arcade claw machine. 6-year-old kid is trapped inside one of those toy claw machines. Can you see my screen?
No.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Now you got it up.
6-year-old boy climbed inside of one of those claw machines. First of all, as soon as it came on the television, I laughed out loud. I said, bullshit. There's no way that kid can't, the 6-year-old kid doesn't even fit inside that hole to get in. Right? I mean, does anybody buy this bullshit?
No.
Okay, well,
I buy it.
Believe me, I tried to get into those machines.
Okay.
It can't be done.
For those of you who might buy it, and I know Bart's a smart ass. I don't believe anything he says anymore.
That's right.
For those of you who might believe this story, hang on. Come on, computer. Stop doing that. No, go away. Bugger off. All right, are you ready? Are you ready to bust? Try to hold your cookies now. Make sure you're not drinking anything. Are you ready?
Yep.
Young boy who was recently set on getting stuffed toy from the claw-style vending machine at the Florida State restaurant, at a Florida restaurant, ended up getting stuck inside, blah, blah, blah. Titusville Fire and Emergency Services said in a Facebook post the incident happened at a Beef O'Brady's restaurant, blah, 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 blah. Quote, here it comes. This evening, little Mason was enjoying some food.
Sweet.
Done and done.
Oh, that's great.
And done.
The claw.
Look at the size of that fucking kid. Does anybody believe that kid fit inside that machine? Crawled up inside of there? Are you kidding?
Obviously, he's inside there. Look at him. You don't believe that he's inside the machine?
Somebody opened the top, put him in, and then made the story up.
Nah, here's what I think happened.
There's no way he crawled through anything that would, because otherwise people would be stealing things out of there all the time.
No, come on.
Something that big could get in there.
I bet. Okay, well then how do they get the toys in there?
They open the top and pour the toys in.
I don't know. That seems obtuse. Here's what I think happened. I think the claw actually, transcended space and time, went outside of the box, grabbed him, and pulled him in.
Okay, well, you do have a point on that.
Yeah.
That might be it. Yeah.
Well, like you, Amy, I go with probabilities, and that's where I put the greatest probability
Okay.
of what happened there.
Hey,
I believe in magic. Okay.
you guys, you still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the sidebar article say right there?
33 pounds of fentanyl.
33 pounds of. Oh no. 33. Oh, this is a BS story.
So Little Mason is just fine. And in case you like reading articles, you can jump over to read about 33 pounds of fentanyl.
I don't know what.
I gotta look deeper into this. I gotta look deeper into this Mason character here. Mason gets stuck in machine is what I'm.
Claw machine, Florida.
There we go.
Mason was in the machine for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Wait. 5 minutes? Are you telling me that the fire department showed up 5 minutes?
Mason.
Is that what you're trying to tell me here? Just a second now. Now look here. Look at the picture. That's a coin slot. That's a coin slot right there. Your two fingers barely fit in a coin slot, barely big enough to reach in and grab a freaking quarter.
He didn't go into the coin slot, Aaron.
I'm saying, look at the scale. It provides some scale. Look at that. Yeah. 2 fingers. This is 2 fingers.
No,
two.
So that's 2 palms worth width. No, there's no way he could fit in there. None. Zero. Zip. Nada. Unless the claw went through space and time and dragged him in.
Here it says the machine sustained minimal damage from the rescue.
Thank God.
Thank God. The machine survived.
The machine is okay. We're all good.
I'll play this for a second. I don't know if they show it here, but they show the fire department literally prying it open with a pry bar.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Here. There, they're using a pry bar to pry that machine open, and they just said the machine sustained minimal damage. No. When you pry that thing open, it's fucking ruined.
Yeah, I would guess.
What the fuck is going on with this article?
Well,
I don't know. This is what, okay, but
there must be some kind of message that's being sent to somebody. In the meantime, they figure, the stupid people, the beasts, they'll never notice.
Well, the message is clear. They found 33 pounds of fentanyl in Massachusetts.
Yes.
Little Mason, just fine. Don't worry about it.
I'd love to run the gematria on some of that.
Go ahead, Mark.
Aaron, just to go back to our boy Mason, right? Right. So little Mason stuck in the machine. That guy needs to have a roadster and get up to space right now. That guy's pretty good. They put when they're time traveling, apparently they put all these little kids because they're tiny in these cubes, and that's how they teleport them over to Mars and the colonies that they've got in the outer banks of Alaska, right? So they send them in these little cubes. No shit, right? Alfred Lebrun. If these guys are saying that the big boys, they don't have enough space when they put them in the cubes to send them away, so they use the kids, teleport them.
Yeah, I've heard some of that.
You've heard that? Yeah.
Yes.
What are you laughing at? I've got my cube parked out front. I just gotta lose a few pounds.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm going up. I'm gonna knock Elon Musk's boy, mannequin Starman. You know what? I started the David Bowie thing. I'm upset that this Starman's up there in the roadster. I'm gonna hop in my cube. I'm gonna meet him at the moon when he's recharging at the Tim Hortons electric charger station, and I'm gonna hoodwink him. I'm gonna tell him that there's a hot chick in getting a double latte in the bar, and he's gonna get out of the roadster, and I'm gonna hop in, and I'm out, and I'll leave him with the cube, and then that's the only way he can get back to Earth is in that cube, unless the ET want to give him a ride back. But, you know, that's another story altogether.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Did you get my last comment on your other video about David Bowie? I left you a link to a Super Bowl commercial. I mean, the Olympic, the Winter Olympic.
Was that on?
Did you say Mark or Bart?
Said Mark.
I think he said.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. That my whole life, everybody yelling out Mark. I thought they were talking to me. When you yell it sounds like Bart.
Bart. No. You know what? I haven't. Which video was that one?
I'm gonna show you.
Like I told you, I haven't been on today at all. My last one? Which one? I got them open right now. On the 10 minutes that made the Tesla Roadster famous video.
No. The last video before that, I think.
Okay, I'm going on it. Oh, the one with the drive-through, SpaceX and the Tesla.
Talking about,
are you kidding me? Fly me to the moon.
Yeah. All this David Bowie is all over the news. He's all over the television now.
Did you put it on that Black Star video? Did you go over and put it on that video? My David Bowie Black Star and the number 23 video?
I honestly don't.
Or did you leave it on?
Look, you put out what 4, 5, 6 videos in the last week. I don't even remember which one it is right now. But look, I'm going to show it to you right now. I'm sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
This is just a super quick. Check this out. This is the link I left you on that other comment on one of your videos. This is David Bowie. This is a commercial. I saw this on the freaking television the other day, right after you put out that video, and I was like, no way. Why is David Bowie fucking everywhere? So there it is. It's super short. That's all it is. It's just a super short little Winter Olympic commercial. And there's David Bowie featured in an Olympic commercial.
Sounds good.
So let's dance. Put on your red shoes. You know what red shoes are, right? That's pedophilia.
Yes.
No, I didn't know that. That's good.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I can find it. It could take me a minute or two. I mean, Amy might know where it's at. She's probably seen it. There's a photo floating around with John Podesta, Tony Podesta, his brother Tony, and a whole bunch of other people at a party, and they all have red shoes. Everyone. There's like 20, 30 people in this. A big picture of everybody, and they all got fucking red shoes. And you remember the red slippers from Dorothy Over the Rainbow? Click your heels 3 times.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Red slippers.
Yes.
Yep.
And for anybody who really wants to know, go to Truth Heresy 3 channel. He's got a couple of videos on the red shoes and the significance of the red shoes.
Do you want me to screen share? Because I have that image up here.
Go ahead. Oh, and go ahead, Amy. Yeah, absolutely. I'll highlight you. And also, some of these people with their shoes, they have red soles on their shoes. So the shoe itself may not be red, but the bottom, the leather on the bottom is fucking blood red. There it is right there. Look at that fucking picture. Expand that out. Expand that out, Amy. Can you blow that up a little bit?
That's the size that I got when let me see if there's a bigger. Maybe I'll do
I think if you right click, it might let you zoom or if you click on the.
Let's see if it brings it up in large format.
Look at the wait. Scroll back up. Scroll back up. See the kids hanging on the wall? They all have red shoes on, or the sole, their feet are red on the bottom.
Yes. And there's other images. These ones here all have red shoes on.
Mm.
Every one of them.
I wasn't laughing at that, by the way. If anybody thought I was laughing at that, I was laughing at something. I was looking at something else.
And the Pope has been known
Okay.
to wear red shoes.
Rufus, Kelly Clarkson, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay, let me unshare
Okay.
here.
Oh.
You got something?
Okay.
Go ahead and share it up, Mark.
There's the Ice Girls. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm going over. Can you see that?
Yeah.
See the Maple Leafs going with the new look for the Ice Girl crew?
Yeah. I got you full screen.
Yeah?
Yeah,
So
pull it
you
back
got
up.
my little... Yeah, there it is there. Remember I was talking about the sexualization? I had this one up already, right? So the girls at the Maple Leafs here in Toronto, I mean, it's all over the place. But they use these girls to clean the ice when there's a break. They just push these little,
Yeah.
that's a shovel, right? So instead of bringing out Zamboni, during stoppages, they bring out the girls, eh? But look at the MK Ultra. Look at, they got her in the rabbit ear, right? This is at my Toronto Maple Leafs game,
Those
right?
look like
So
panda.
there's your section. Yeah, panda. There you go. There's my panda again, right? You know, the Imagine Dragons panda. Panda.
Yep.
So, hey, I got a video coming up. I got to go. I got to sign off. I got to do videos. All right, so here it is. Here it is. Okay, so Kelly Clarkson. I got to sign off. The Super Bowl. You know that she's going to be the host, the third judge, the female judge. Sorry, there's 4 on The Voice, right? Her and
I
the
did
other one.
not know that, but
Who's the black girl that does the voice? Anyway. So for one, we have 19 shares here.
And 9
91,
comments.
19. There you go. And you see how that's coded? I just popped this up in 1999. There you go, right? 1999. We'll talk about that.
213.
Kelly Clarkson,
on-
35, was among the celebs with a key role in the NFL honors, okay? So she gave out an award. And if you remember at the Grammys, she was wearing black and gold. And my sister pointed this out to me too. So look at her. She's got she's a chosen one. She was the first ever American Idol winner. And she handed out an award to New Orleans Saints. The Saints come marching in, right? And the running back, Todd Gurley. And guess how many touchdowns Mr. Gurley had this year?
33.
And he led the NFL. 19. So here she's handing them the award. And when you said red shoes, I said Wendy, I go, look at the red. Red, okay. He's a New Orleans Saint, this guy? Los Angeles.
No, he plays for the
running back,
Rams.
Todd Gurley. Yeah,
He
he's a
plays
Ram
for-
guy, okay? But look,
Yeah.
he's got the red on. And then remember the show Red Shoe Diaries? Boom, bing, bing, bing. There you go. Talented rusher, 23, accept the honors after scoring 19 touchdowns during the 2017 season.
Isn't
There's
there
your
a movie?
23, there's your 19. Yeah, the number 23. Yeah, I did a video on it.
Isn't there a movie called The Man with One Red Shoe?
That's right.
Yep.
Tom Hanks. When I worked in the prison, we used to show that to the inmates because we had it on VHS. They liked it. I was in recreation. I was in charge of the video program. I also was in charge of giving Paul Bernardo's lawyer our VHS and our TV for Paul Bernardo to watch the films of Carla Homolka during trial. But that's another show altogether. Just a little teaser from Global Agenda, former president.
Hey,
I love
How many times did you guys watch Strange Brew?
Yeah, awesome, buddy. He's in the tank. Look at that. Look at the coding though. 19, right? 19. Like it's like they numbers like they just do it to my chin. They just do it because they have control of my. They have control.
Yeah.
They got control of you. There it is. That's awesome. And then that's tomorrow's video when I show 333 views on Rick Crawford USS senator or congressman from Arkansas when he did the train video on I-45 after the congressional train wreck. I went on to the official site that had the link to his video on the train and had 333 views, and I screen captured it. And I went back a few hours later and only had like 273 views. So tomorrow's video is going, hey, Rick Crawford, how come your video's been downsized by YouTube? And that's going to be tomorrow's video, Saturday video.
Well, wait, isn't there something funny around the algorithm that happens around 300 views?
Totally, 100%.
Yeah. So I think
freezes.
that 333 shows up more often than not is a function of that.
Mad Pie Man just said that KC for Kelly Clarkson is 33.
There you go.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Just to finish with Kelly, and I'll hand it back to Aaron.
Yeah.
In one of my videos, well, a couple of them, I showed it. Kelly Clarkson, because she's the anointed judge on The Voice, they did their Super Bowl video commercial from Blake's Cabin. So there's your man in the woods again, right, with Blake's Cabin. And I said the predictive programming there because it showed Levine was sitting there and they're all strumming along, and a bald eagle soars by. So that was my bald eagle again. You know, the Eagles of death metal from the Bataclan. And, you know, I couldn't mention Eagles of Death Metal, and then they were giving me community guideline strikes because I was on it with the Eagles of Death Metal. And Bart, in my last video with Jeff Gordon about the Pepsi commercial, Keisha, who said prayer and sang prayer at the Grammys, and we've been seeing pray versus pray, as in P-R-A-Y versus P-R-E-Y.
Right. Okay, interesting.
Right? Okay, right? So pray, she said prayer. She has a rainbow tour. Jeff Gordon, his crew team was called the Rainbow Warriors. Her tour is called Warrior. Her album's called Warrior. She did the song on the Pepsi commercial. She sang it, and guess who did the instruments? Eagles of Death Metal. So I just added it all up. Yeah, so that's what that video is about, because I ended it by going, you guys are awesome. I love how you bring everybody back. So, you know, they had Keisha back. Eagles of Death Metal get paid off now for taking the Bataclan rap, right? So they're getting hooked up now. So everything's all, you know, being orchestrated together. But going back to Kelly Clarkson real quick and how this comes up to the royal wedding coming up soon with Harry, and now I guess Prince Andrew's other daughter, I think it's Beatrice, she's getting married too, the royal wedding. When Kelly Clarkson did the commercial, she had a wedding train on with the train wrecks, and they said it's the longest train in the history of a wedding train. That's what Rolling Stone quoted, so that's in that video as well. So they were giving us train symbolism, they were giving us the eagles, they were giving us the crash, and The Voice is so coded. I watched The Voice before I went off TV just because I wanted to see the coding, and it's hugely coded, The Voice, the TV show. And that's how they do it. They're doing it through, as we know, the Hollywood singers, stars, etc. It's all, you know, everything's scripted, right? So yeah, that's the Kelly Clarkson. You know, she wore the train, the longest train.
Wow.
Oh my God. And then we've seen all these train wrecks, right? And now the trains are continuing. And I've got it linked to the Super Bowl. I've got it linked to Houston. You go back to Houston Super Bowl 51 when I found the 91 country and western singers going to be performing in the Houston Super Bowl 51. And then we had the Harvest 91 festival where they got all shot up, and then we had the train wreck on Super Bowl Sunday, which just passed, and you had train Amrec 91 from South Carolina get smoked in the middle of the night, and all those people were sleeping in the car probably, and that car, like I showed in the video, is a toilet car. It's called the word for it is a Kohler, and it's an actual type of toilet, and that's what these guys are sleeping in. It's the name after a toilet. That's the sleeping car on Amtrak's. It's a Cimarron. It's named after a Kohler toilet.
Yeah, Kohler.
For God's sakes.
Kohler is a toilet maker. That's
so,
right.
You know, yeah, and you know, when you got Trump saying shithole and everything's toilet related, dogs piss on trees. It's the year of the tree. It's the year of the dog. It's just crazy what they're throwing at us.
Welcome to the Matrix, everybody.
Hey, thanks.
And then I get called I get called out for knowing it, and I'm going, well, if you looked at it, you'd figure it out. Don't be
Yeah.
sleeping, guy. Don't be
Yeah.
calling me somebody that I'm not.
Yeah, we're the
And
crazy
people are going,
ones.
you got it figured out. Yeah, we're the crazy ones. Yeah, and we're the ones getting censored.
I just want to plug this in because we were discussing 33, and just out of curiosity, I plugged in Biodome, and in Jewish
There you go.
Reduced, we have 33. So
Really?
you know, yes, Jewish
Yeah.
Reduced, 33.
You know, while we're on the subject of the Super Bowl and you know, that kind of subject, I want to show you something. Mark, I know you're a busy guy and you get a lot of comments and you put out a lot of videos, so you probably have a shitload of comments to catch up on. But I left you a comment on your Super Bowl video. I don't watch the Super Bowl. I did not watch the Super Bowl at all. Okay.
Mhm.
Me either.
But I assume I'm sharing. You can see my screen right here. Here's the Amtrak logo. Yes? Everybody see that?
Yep.
Okay. Just keep that in mind. In fact, I'll just open up a fresh tab here. I made a prediction who would win the Super Bowl. And it was based on, I know this is flimsy, but look at that logo. Here's the Patriots logo.
Looks like an eagle wing.
Here is Amtrak logo. Am I the crazy one here?
No, I can see the resemblance.
So we had all these Amtrak train crashes, and then the Super Bowl was coming up, and I said, you know what? I noticed the logo similarity, and I said, I bet you the Patriots lose because Amtrak keeps crashing their fucking trains. And it was based on nothing but this logo and Amtrak train crashes in the news. Nothing but this.
That's a good find.
Nice.
And I called it, dude. I don't watch sports. I didn't watch the football. I wasn't watching the game. I didn't give a shit about the game. But I saw all this. You know me. I'm paying attention to all the news. Amtrak is everywhere, and I'm seeing this logo, and I'm thinking all this Super Bowl shit's in the news. And bam, there's Patriots logo, and I went, wait a minute. You know, train wreck, Amtrak. Look at the logo. I bet you the Patriots lose, and sure enough. They fucking, sure enough, 33-41.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But but at the same time, it's you made a prediction, but it's essentially a coin flip, right? You got a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
So-
Well, okay, fair enough.
So I think, well, I mean, I'm just saying, I think predictions are of, greater value when you have a larger pool. So kind of like horse racing, you've got a pool of 12 and you pick the winner. That says something. But if you only have two teams, that's coin flip. But I think what you're doing, I think what you're cluing into there is pretty interesting. But at the same time, as a designer, right? So I've designed logos for folks. I operate in that world of sitting there and massaging some little logo, this way and that way.
Stylizing, I get it.
Yeah, but in terms of how much vocabulary you can actually put into a logo, you sort of run out, right? It's like, okay, I'm gonna do a logo. Well, I could either like play off of the word, the name of the company, or let's say I'm going to do a shape. Well, you're going to do you're going to start with a shape. Well, you don't have all that many shapes to choose from on that initial level, right?
Yes.
So am I going to do a circle, a triangle, a square, hexagon, octagon? That's 5 right there. And you have basically 90% of all logos covered are those, 90% of all logos in the world at the fundamental level have that shape. One of those 5 shapes, right? For me, it's about archetypes and rationality in the sense of like, for me, rational thinking is about being able to understand the ratios of things. So, and same sort of an idea of like the vast majority of ratios that anybody's dealing with is like 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, right? After that, if you're up into like 13 to 17 in terms of a ratio, that's already off most people's cognitive capabilities, right?
I was wondering if we were going to be getting to David Bowie.
Yeah, let me see. Let me just check my notes and make sure I've covered most of everything I want to cover here.
Before we move on, can I backtrack a little bit to something that we were covering before?
Go ahead. Sure, Bart.
All right, I want to do a screen share.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
No, you're going to love
this. This is a historic moment. I can't remember the last time Bart shared his screen.
I haven't screen shared in a while. Okay. All right, ready? I'm screen sharing now. You got me highlighted?
I do now.
Okay. All right. So the kid's stuck in the box. I got to disagree with you, Aaron. It's happened before, okay? I don't know if y'all can see this.
Hey,
kid crawled into that one.
I'm prepared to be wrong. It happened.
Hey.
I was wrong once before.
Yeah.
Well,
I
don't know whether this is not a running gag. Because
No, okay, look,
Right.
the one I'm highlighting here, the guy sitting in there, all right, that's a gag, right?
I think
But
all of the kids in the machine.
Hey, that kid in the green shirt, that's the one that I just pulled up.
That's the one. Yeah. Of course he's going to come up. But I'm just saying, if you scroll through, I don't know if you can see this one. This guy's convicted child molester found in claw machine. Anyway, this kid got stuck in the toilet. I'm just saying that this does happen. It's happened before. It is possible. And I have always been really impressed by like contortionists and how they can, like what a human body could actually squeeze through. Like, or if you ever look into mice, right?
Sure.
How
if they
small
can fit,
the crack they could
their
actually
head,
get the body through.
if they can fit their head, they can fit their body.
Yep, same kind of thing. I think actually, that's exactly the principle, which is if you can get your head in there.
No. This principle is different for humans. You got to get your shoulders through.
Okay, well, fine.
Yep.
All right, cool. I just wanted to bring that up. Yeah.
So were those other kids related to Mason?
Yeah, they're definitely all related to Mason. That's a great question, Aaron. All right, I'm done with that. Let's move on.
All right, before we move on to Bob Dylan, I just want to give a little kudos to Mark. On his video, he was looking at the the Amtrak, the Washington State Amtrak train wreck in DuPont, north of Olympia, and he spotted the Eagles Pride golf course on the map right there, right freaking there.
Yep.
So that was a good spot, Mark. And you know what? When you learn how to read,
Are you on?
What?
Sorry, Aaron. Are you screen sharing the picture? I'm in my file right now. I'm trying to pull that one up. Funny that you're talking about it.
Yeah, go ahead, share it so we can all see it.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep talking. I'm just digging for it in my files.
I think that's a fantastic spot on your part, and I'm just was going to say.
Yeah,
it's kind of.
I did that on my own too. Believe it or not.
It reminded me of the prediction of the Eagles winning the Super Bowl based on the Patriots logo being similar to Amtrak. I was just thinking to myself, when you learn how to read the Matrix, these are the clues that will tell you ahead of time, the upcoming events in the near future and sometimes the not so distant future.
Yeah.
So
okay, I have it.
I wanted to make that point.
I have it.
Go ahead. I'll highlight you and you can share. I just want to make that point because when you learn how to read the Matrix and I want to make this point because those of us who are awake and aware and looking at these things, we need to probably pay more attention to the clues that are being dropped And I know that we make connections. Mark, you're top notch. Your connection making ability is par none.
Superlative.
Yeah, thanks. I get my little angels telling me to go look for this stuff. It's funny.
Yeah, well, when
I
you
go
got
and dig it and I
13,000
find it.
subs, you probably got a lot of little birds whispering in your ear. So, I mean, my subs drop me links and info all the time. That's the best part about doing this is connecting with people and, you know, using it. It's like crowdsourcing information from the collective,
Yes.
you know, the conscious collective. That's great.
Aaron,
go ahead.
Yeah, Aaron, and because I am I got to go back in the screen share, don't I? I'm not screen
waiting
sharing
for
right
you
now.
to do it.
I'm going in. I got too many screens open. I'm going.
Okay, so while you're setting it up, let me throw this out real quick. There's a Steven Tyler commercial. It's a Super Bowl commercial that features Steven Tyler. I spotted this commercial. I spotted on the wall behind. You know, you always have to look. Don't look in the foreground. Look at the background. On the wall, there's a clock that is set at 6:21. That is the that's the summer solstice.
Ah, nice.
So everybody keep your eye out. 6:21, June 21st. So there's a clue there, maybe. Oh, I want to run down my SpaceX rant.
You got me?
Yeah, I do. Go ahead.
Am I sharing?
Yes.
I'm sharing. Okay, let me run through this quick. Okay, I'll show you the link. You guys all remember the Supertramp Crime of the Century and Breakfast in America?
Yeah, that's a fantastic connection you made there. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we have the album, and I flipped over the back of it, and this was from 1974, and it says Child of Vision, and it shows the plane going into the Breakfast in America lady. It's like, there's your Twin Towers. They're crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show you that, you know what? The world is rigged. Okay, so.
Yes.
Oh, we don't want the bloodlines. Where do we want to go? We want to go back. We want to go back. Where are we going? We want to go. We're going to go here. Look at Cimarron River.
Just real quick, Amy, drop Bart's link one more time, please. Everybody subscribe to Bart. He only needs 17 more. Go ahead, Mark.
Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, just before we finish the segment, I told you what's going on. Get out of here. We don't want you. We want you. The Cimarron River, a 1948 Pullman sleeping car. The Kansas train wreck of March 14th, 2016. A number of people were injured. It happened by the Cimarron River in Kansas, and it was the number 145 Amtrak 145 and Amtrak 822 train. The same train that was involved in the congressional. The Amtrak 145 was with the 822 on this ill-fated night on March 14th, 2016. When they had a massive derailment, and it's called the Southwest Chief, and it's the line from Los Angeles to from Chicago to Los Angeles, California. It's the Southwest line. So all these people that crashed on the Cimarron River, they were sleeping in the Cimarron River, which is a Pullman sleeping car. And because I've been researching Amtrak and I'm a bit of a railroad nut myself, it was easy for me to link a lot of this stuff together, okay? And hi, get out of here. And it led me to the Cimarron toilets. And, you know, we've had, you know, let's make America great again and shithole nations. And meanwhile, they were mocking us. Like, are you, wow, hey, like, holy cow, I got it. Get me out of here. So they're going to let me leave. There you go. Oh, we don't want to go to Toronto. We want to go back because that's where Chinese New Year. No. What else do I have up here? We want to go here. There we go. Okay, Amtrak 501 that derailed on December 18th, just outside of Olympia, where that Olympian National Park is, where the Tree of Life is hanging. And then we have DuPont with my DuPont Chevy, DuPont family, one of the 13 Illuminati bloodlines, and the train derailed here. Okay, so let's go here.
Oh,
no, that's Walter Bridge. We don't want to go there, do we? We want to go here. So this was my connection.
There it is.
That's what I found when I was searching. There it is. So DuPont Okay.
Eagles
There's
Pride.
where the train wreck, and there's Eagles Pride. Okay. So this is a good lead way out of here because Eagles Pride, Philadelphia, Eagles Pride.
Yeah, see,
61-101.
this is where
Okay.
you're like a master.
Philadelphia, 61-101. Yeah, well, you just once you know how you chase your numbers, okay? Eagles Pride Golf Course, there's your numbers, 111, and we're going to talk about that with Bob Dylan. We're going to talk about the 222. This is like crazy what you find. British Royal Family, once again, we're talking about the 111 in the next segment. There you go. Eagles Pride Golf Course. And guess it's on a U.S. naval base. There it is there. Eagles Pride. Look at the Philadelphia Eagle, the black and the green. What colors are the Philadelphia Eagles, Bart? Green and black.
Black and green.
Wait, it's on the naval.
White
You got it.
and white. But
You got it. Eagles Pride. So that was a great find, and I'm very impressed with myself for doing that. I got to give myself it. I'm giving myself props because, you know, sometimes when you're in a rabbit hole, you just don't know what you're going to find, right?
You can't
I
make
think
And I'll
this
come
shit.
out of screen sharing.
I think you
So
should
there you go.
give props.
What's that, Amy?
I said I think you
Sorry?
should give yourself props.
I did.
hey, I got one for you.
Crazy.
That's interesting. So I play with numbers. I sort of play them in a different way. But 61 is one of my favorite numbers. 19 is one of my favorite numbers to work with. 61 is 19 if you literally flip it upside down,
Invert it.
right? And then 19 squared is 361. So that's an interesting number. That's 4 short of a full year, right? So if you account for the 2 solstices, the 2 equinoxes, 19 times
Yes.
19. Like I've thought about I got interested in calendars once I discovered the Mayan calendar, and it occurred to me like, wait a minute, this is a whole civilization, a whole group of people that based their world on a 13-month calendar instead of a 12-month calendar. Like what? And their counting system was base 20 instead of base 10. Like what? There's other ways to do things, right? I mean, I was pretty young when this happened, right? I was about 18, 19 when I started looking into this. But that was sort of shocking. Like I had never. We learned a little bit about various bases in mathematics, but nobody ever tied that to. None of my teachers ever tied that to any civilization basing their stuff off of some other way of doing things. My point is, that the 19, 19 is 1 short of 20, and every sort of system, like a base 10 system, is actually a base 9-10 system, right? So every time we talk about a base system in mathematics, you actually also have to include the number before it and after it. I don't know if you've gotten into that kind of stuff, Mark, or not, or if I'm making any sense. I know I'm making sense in my own mind, but am I making any sense too?
Well, you're making sense with me because you're mentioning 19, and we just looked at 19 with the globe on the Kelly Clarkson crap, and 19 and 91 are very powerful numbers right now because 19 is reverse 91, right? And we're going to be looking at the 91 again in the Dylan segment. So, I'm listening to you, and you know what? It's all about the numerology. Everything is about numbers, and give whether you like it or not. Zach Hubbard's on it. Extra Caps is on it. Derek's on it. There's a bunch of people that are on it, and there's a bunch of people that are very good at it. I don't say that I remember the numbers as well as those guys, but when I'm on the Gematria, I'm like a little hawk, literally a hawk. I'm preying on those numbers, and then
like an eagle.
See me do my, yeah. So
like a falcon.
Yeah, but
bingo. Wait, can we? let me throw something in. I noticed that that the Patriots keep playing bird teams, right? There's the Eagles, the Falcons, the Ravens. The
Seahawks.
The Seahawks.
Seattle
and there was
Seahawks.
one more. There was one more. If it comes to me, I'm just going to blurt it out and interrupt whoever's talking. So back to you.
You got the Ravens, right? You got the Ravens. You got the Seahawks. You got the Falcons.
Eagles, yeah, you said Falcons, the Atlanta Falcons.
There's one more. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, who cares?
Anyway, okay.
Yeah, if you think of it, blurt it out, blurt it out. Let me run down my SpaceX rant right here. SpaceX deploys. If you guys have if you watch the video of the deployment, you notice how quick those bomb bay doors open when they release the car? Did anybody notice that happened in less than half a second?
Yes.
Matt's got a good video where he talks about it and shows the deployment, and he doesn't alter the video. Those freaking doors open, and the car is out and in space floating in about half a second flat. And
they didn't show it. They didn't show the deployment of it, did they?
No, but they did show the doors open. And Matt said he had to go frame by fucking frame to see the movement of the doors. And when he did go frame by frame, there's only 2 or 3 frames. The doors are open in 2 or 3 frames. Boom, they're open.
Did he catch the live version? Was he screen capturing it live?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because the video that I posted last night, I did 10 minutes of from takeoff to deployment to the gates opening, releasing of the car, to the 2 rockets landing, and then the 3rd rocket that was supposed to land in the barge. And when we've noticed when they land on the barge, they always show like a reverse takeoff, and then they show it landing. And the two rockets coming in to Kennedy Space Center, it was such crazy CGI. And then you had the 3rd one that was supposed to land in the barge at the end of my video, and then they went dark right when it was landing. And then the 2, I called them the duping delight, the commentators, in mission control there, the black chick and the white overexcited pair, they were saying, oops, sorry. So we didn't get to see the 3rd one land on the barge because there was no landing on the barges, which I'd shown in the previous video, because they were showing us takeoffs and landings in reverse. So these rockets coming in, oh my God, it was so fake. It was crazy. And then you had the one that went dark on the barge, and that's once again leading all into our blackout that we're going to be coming up with soon.
Yeah, and that freaking commentator even spilled the beans before they went dark. He said, "Oh, we might lose
3 seconds."
You know that?
Yeah.
And he blamed it on the vibrations. The camera can't handle the vibrations.
The camera can't handle vibrations.
Are you kidding me? How much Elon Musk did you spend on your cameras, buddy?
$20,000 camera. They've been filming. Hey, you remember the shuttle Challenger that blew up? Those cameras, do you know how much fucking vibration goes on when they launch those rockets? Those cameras were doing fine. The fuck out of here, vibrations.
That was old school technology.
Yeah, that was definitely planted something.
Okay, so the car, the Tesla Roadster, had a side camera and had a front camera. And had a rear camera. And they only show us the side camera view when it's deployed. Wouldn't you think that all cameras would be active and they would have all of those footages to show us? They only show us the one side active camera during the deployment, okay? And so that doesn't pass the smell test. Let me see. Obviously, there's no stars, and I know the argument that, you know, when the camera aperture is set, it's either set to handle like a sunlit, you know, background with the earth or whatever, but I'm still calling bullshit. I think camera technology today should be able to show stars because, like Matt from CONHWC says, if you just go out into the countryside and get away from the light pollution in your city and town, go out in the wilderness, go out in the countryside and look at the fucking stars. And I can tell you, I used to live in Arizona. I have visited my friend in Texas. And I went on vacation in Devil's Tower, and there are more fucking stars. I mean, your jaw drops when you see.
Yep.
You can see the whole Milky Way, the band of Milky, otherwise known as the Ouroboros. You can see the whole fucking Milky Way galaxy when you get away from the light pollution. And you would think that the modern technology that you would, by the way, stars are their own fucking light source. I'm calling bullshit. I don't buy it. There should be stars, I think. Maybe I'm an idiot. Call me an idiot. It looks like a fucking cartoon. I've seen better graphics. I've seen better CGI on video games. The signal is perfect, right? There's no like satellite dish. If you're a home direct TV user, you got to point your satellite specifically at, the Cassini spacecraft that we sent out and all of our other, probes.
Yep.
They have fucking satellite dishes. They have to aim that shit to get a signal back to us. The car, they don't mention anything about what technology they're using to send the signal back. There's no satellite dish. The car is fucking rotating, by the way. Okay? The car is fucking rotating. The car rotates.
Why? Oh, sorry. Why is there a car in space?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Why is there a car in space?
Why, no, but just on the face of just the concept. What? Why?
Ultimate product placement.
A car being put in. Why spend any effort, money, anything to put a car into space? It's like.
All right, let me play devil's advocate for 2 seconds. The only explanation I can give for putting a car into space is because it's big, it's bulky, and it's heavy, and it's less expensive than a $100 million satellite. So if anything goes wrong, I'm just playing devil's advocate, okay? It's big, it's bulky, it's heavy. So if anything goes wrong, they ruin a $30,000 car and not a $10 million satellite, okay? That's my only devil's advocate explanation as to why they would put a fucking car in space besides ultimate product placement, right?
Yeah, well.
Okay, so we have a camera in the front of the car. There's a camera in the back of the car and the camera on the side. When the front view camera looks at the windshield, looking from front to back, you don't see anything. You don't see the rear camera. There's nothing. There's no rear camera sticking up. And I pointed that out in my video, and I'll show that in a little bit. And it's the same thing for the rear camera. You don't really see the front camera, except I think after I rendered my video, I spotted the arms that would have held or potentially held the front camera. Just debunking my own shit here. I saw the arms, the little triangle stabilizer arms.
Right.
You don't see the camera, but you see the arms. Let me see. The dashboard says "Don't panic." And I think I'm the only one that made this connection because I haven't seen anybody else point this out. Don't Panic is from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And
the minute I saw it.
You can't be the only one. No.
Yeah, I'm not that brilliant, am I?
Yeah. Not everybody knows that one, but
oh, and Mark, your video, and I've seen it before. Your video, and I used that clip in my video. Showing the choppy water of the landing. That is so fucking fake. You're right. That is backwards footage.
No, I
fucking barge.
Exactly where that was from.
I got two major problems with that fucking barge footage. And first of all, besides the choppy water, you can see that barge tip and what's it called? Pitch and yaw. That boat is fucking chopping up and down.
Totally.
And if you look at if you watch that boat bounce up and down, rock back and forth from forward to back, you don't see the rocket. The rocket's really tall. In fact, if you lay the rocket sideways, it'd be as big as the barge or bigger. It sticks way, 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 way up. That fucking thing would fall the fuck over. Sorry, I'm not buying that bullshit. And even if it was backwards footage, I don't think they could have had that thing on the barge without tipping over in that water anyway to take off.
Well, unless they had
they bolted it down, whatever.
Stabilizing wires that they released.
Okay, sure.
Just as, I can see from that distance, you wouldn't see such things.
They would have had to have those heavy-duty chain come-along straps that you see on the big rigs where they carry heavy loads. You know what I mean? They would have had to bolt that son of a bitch down so tight. That boat was rocking, baby.
Yes, I know.
I understand leverage, man. When the nose of that boat lifts up, that rocket should tip at about 10 degrees. You should see that rocket move back and forth with the boat. Watch the footage, and I'll play my video. I show it. I highlight it. The rocket doesn't fucking move. It looks CGI. It looks fake. It looks like the rocket was put on that boat. The rocket stays still, and the boat moves up and down. The nose moves up and down. The nose and the ass are pitching and yawing, and the rocket doesn't sway with the boat. I'm calling it bullshit.
Nah. You see what they did was.
Here we go. Come on, bro, bring it.
Is they have the kind of stabilizers that stabilize the rocket to the boat that they could have used for the cameras, but didn't because they spent all the money stabilizing a multi-ton rocket to a multi-ton boat.
Where do you see this?
They ran out of money to stabilize a tiny camera within a other thing that's vibrating. And just to go on the to stay on the topic of vibration, if you could just bear with me for 15 seconds here, I got something for you. Are you into it?
Clearly you are.
Let's dance, baby.
Thank you for indulging that. That's Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, by the way.
Yeah, that's my Gmail, Marky Mark, man. I've been Marky Mark since back then.
That is
I was with that guy.
That's a great sync. See, I like the kind of syncs that are fun.
Hey Bart,
Yeah.
Did you know that Marky Mark starred in the Deepwater Horizon movie? Did you know that?
I did know that. I know that he's from. I know that he's from Boston. I'm from the Boston area.
Not a boy.
Yep. No, I'm
Okay.
glad to be down there. Well.
Yeah, and
Anyway,
and the Deepwater
I'm
Horizon.
glad to be where I am. I'm glad I'm not in Boston. How about that?
Yeah, and let's go back and look at the Deepwater Horizon. Okay. Not yet. Not now.
Mark,
Later.
you and I do really similar work in the sense of like this obsessive connecting the dots kind of work, and it's mind blowing.
Yep.
Like I love the process. Like I think there's something gets lost when you try to relay it to somebody else, right? Who you ever notice that? They're just not quite as into it ever as you are.
Yeah, I don't push it on people though. I try not. I don't push it.
Oh no,
You
I
can't.
learned I don't push a damn thing on it.
No.
If you're interested in it, then I'll tell you all you'll ever want to know about it. But if you're not interested, we can talk. We can talk about what you want to talk about. Anyway, I want to compare notes.
Thanks for that, Mark.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah. All right.
I appreciate it.
So,
Aaron, are you gonna run your video then?
yeah,
We'll probably go into overtime because
that's fine.
I've got
have all
about
the time
6
you need.
pages on Dylan. Yeah,
Okay.
cool. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can have all the time. If we go into overtime, you just take your time. If you got tons of shit on Dylan, then we'll go there. We'll sit it out.
Well, I mean, you know what? You guys are gonna let me take off and do my rant, and then we can stop and then we can discuss what was presented here, because there's all kinds of stuff, and it's all leading up to that dark black moon on February 14, 15, 16. So
all right. Well, I know
that's when it goes dark.
I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on now, and I'm gonna look like a crazy person because this is a wild, loose connection. But I made a note on the Super Bowl 52 as we were talking, just to remind me to bring it up because I didn't want to interrupt. And so I wrote down. I just abbreviated. I wrote SB52 just to remind me because I had something to say earlier. And I thought to myself, I looked at that note and I said, oh, B-52, like the band B-52s. And in the news just yesterday, this is ABC News Politics, B-52 strikes the Taliban camp, dropping 24 precision bombs, 24 precision guided munitions is what they said. So there, the stupid, wild, loose end connection, B52, Super Bowl 52, SB52. I don't know.
Can I add some? I want to add something here.
I'm a crazy person. Don't talk to me.
No, I think I can out crazy you on this one. You know the band, the B52s, right? So I was in like a everything is coded kind of mind frame, and their song "Roam Across the World," roam if you want to roam, and I finally heard it for the first time, not ROAM, but ROME.
Yes, that's
right?
what I heard.
And
just now.
I'm like, that's crazy coded. That's all about the Roman Vatican takeover of the whole world.
Fucking A.
Right?
Yep.
Good one.
And here they are. They appear to be this innocent, goofy, quirky band. Yet they're talking about a world takeover, sort of, but maybe not. Right? This is where this stuff is pretty fun.
Yeah, you win the tinfoil hat contest.
There you go. Thank you.
And I'm going to go you one even better. I'm even going to type it into the live chat here. It's not Super Bowl, but it's Superb Owl.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love that one.
Yeah, I like that.
Owl.
Okay, all right. Let me pull this up real quick. I'll do my share. I'll show you my video, and then we will move on to Bob Dylan by the numbers. Let me get over to my house. Welcome to my house, baby. We can go now. You don't have to go down. Here it comes. Here it comes. Come on, computer. Okay, this is titled Elon Musk Ox SpaceX Oddity. If you like that title, play on words. All right, this is a couple-minute video. Check this out, and 7 minutes, and then we will move forward with Bob Dylan by the numbers.
Hey guys, Matt here. As a follow-up to yesterday's video, this guy is a professional animator. I mean, top tier. You know, he actually worked for NASA, but let's leave him alone. Many people that do graphics work for NASA aren't even on it. If you know what, I'm sure he has no idea. But the point is not the point. The point is he reconstructed the opening scene to the movie Heavy Metal. I want you to concentrate on the stars. He did a better job. He did this on his own time for fun. Okay? It looks better than what Elon Musk put out yesterday. Just concentrate on the stars. I think that's what stars would look like if you were up there. In fact, they'd be more intense than the way he's showing it, in my opinion. I mean, this guy did this on his own time. This is his. Look at the Milky Way, the stars. Maybe you wouldn't want to make it too bright because it takes away from his main focus of the animation is the car. Billions of stars. The way he recreated the Earth, it's better than what Elon did. Look at the Milky Way. There's no stars there. But again, this guy's doing this on his own time. He's not getting paid millions of dollars for Pixar. It's almost that real. I mean, it is to me. Here are the three. Look at this. Think this guy can animate? Wow. Okay.
I'm going to pause this video for just a second because I really want to highlight this. I should have made this tile a little bit longer. Right here. I'm going to pause right there. Check it out. Look at Elon Musk's children. One is named Nevada Alexander. One is named Xavier. One is named Kai. One is named Damien, of all names. One is named Griffin, if you're into the occult. I mean, the other one is named Saxon. Are you fucking kidding me with these names? This is what you need, kids. Okay, back to the video. Musk, a penetrating odor. Something stinks.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom.
This is where I screwed up, because if you look through the windshield, I can see the arm would be holding the front camera. Okay?
Right.
I made a mistake there. Okay, so there's the front camera, but from the front view, you don't see the rear camera. Back to the video.
Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom.
Doesn't that look like a fucking cartoon?
Commencing countdown, engines on. Check ignition and may God's love be with you.
Mark, you'll recognize that.
This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade.
Nice.
And the papers want to know whose shirts you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare.
Actual NASA photo.
Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door.
Twilight Zone door.
And I'm floating in the most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here
It's a cartoon, dude.
am I sitting
I've seen
in
better
a tin
CGI on video games.
far above the world. Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do.
This is backwards footage, dude. If it's anything, it's backwards footage.
Or just complete hokey CGI.
Though I'm past 100,000 miles, I'm feeling very still.
Look at that boat.
And I think
Bounce up and
my
down. See the rocket? Does it move?
which way to go.
Not a bit.
No way.
My wife, I love her very much. She knows. Ground control to Major Tom, your circuit's dead. There's something wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear? Am I floating on my tin? Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do.
Good observation.
All right, we're going to autopilot. Switching to autopilot mode.
Yes. What was that name? Lauren Grush? Hello?
From the video?
Yeah, there was a Lauren something.
You're talking about at the end there? That was Mark's.
No, not at the end. There was a somewhere in the video there. You had something about SpaceX by Lauren Grush.
You're gonna have to tell me where. That doesn't ring a bell.
I'll have to find it then. But at any rate, if it's Lauren Grush, I just want to let you know that that comes out in English Ordinal to 137, which is your 33rd prime number. Just an interesting little factoid there, if I got that right.
I don't recall Lauren Grush at all in my working of that video or looking around or anything. So it's not ringing any bells with me. And it's definitely not in the beginning.
It was somewhere in the middle, and I think you showed it twice, and it was mostly a blue frame with white text that the text slid down from the top, but it was too quick for me to get it for sure. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, let's do that. Listen, I don't have any notes on Bob Dylan, so Mark, this is all you, baby. What do you got for us on Bob Dylan?
Well, you want to just take a break for a few minutes so I can go to the washroom, and then I'm gonna get into it. I got numbers that go from February 16th. That's the date something's happening. Either way, but Dylan's related to it in a lot of gematria, and it's been seen for a while now.
Sure. I'll tell you what we will do is let's take a 3-minute break, and I will play Juxtapose, his latest song that he just produced is our buddy Jux. This one's called Rolled Leaf, and I will screen share so you can all see.
Jux got some good tunes.
Okay, now it's all queued up. Unmute, full screen, Juxtapose, Rolled Leaf.
Hello.
And we're back.
I'm back. I'm back.
By the way, it's a 3 minutes and 8 seconds, and it is Lauren Grush. It says Falcon Heavy, and I was reading of draws the blue says Lauren Grush. And Lauren Grush, I'm pretty sure, is probably a made-up name based on the fact that actually we have other numbers. In Jewish Ordinal, we have 130, drop the 0, and we have 13, which is one of their favorite little hoax codes. And
What was the timestamp you said? I'm gonna go look.
3 minutes 8 sec.
Go fraud me.
I got it.
3 minutes 8 seconds.
Yep.
Oh crap! That was like. Oh wait a minute. Sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Falcon Heavy takeoff.
Yes,
Okay.
with Lauren Grush. And
Okay.
Lauren Grush,
That was
like
the
I said,
the commentator.
yep, and that Lauren Grush has, like I said, 137, the 33rd prime. It's
Okay.
also in reverse ordinal, it's 133, which is another one of their fun little numbers. And so yeah, I'm doubting the I'm doubting it. Let's just put it that way.
Like I've been saying, I'm starting to become suspicious
Yes, just a little bit.
of some of these things. Some of these things might
Good
not
for
be
you.
on the up and
Real quick, let me just point this out, Mark. On one of your previous videos about the GOP Amtrak train,
Yep.
there was a congressman. I don't know if he was a senator or a House representative. His name is Walker. He's the guy who filmed from the window, from the train.
No, it's Rick Crawford. My video tomorrow is on him. Rick Crawford is the congressman from Arkansas. Took the video on the train.
Oh, okay. He's the guy who filmed and you were asking in your video,
Yeah.
why is the train still moving?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I looked at that a couple of times, and it occurred to me that it actually looks like the train was backing up. Okay,
Oh.
'cause if you examine how the truck slid, because you can see the dirt marks from the tires that carved into the soil.
Mhm.
And somebody somewhere in one of those news reports, I heard somebody say it took the train almost a quarter of a mile to come to a stop. Okay, so no surprise, those trains can be a quarter mile long in and of themselves. But the footage that you're talking about from that congressman who filmed from the train looking out the window,
Mhm.
and you look at first of all, point number one is at the end of your video, or at the end of that segment where he's filming, the train actually does come to a stop. It's moving really slow, and in about 10 seconds it comes to a stop. And you're asking, why is the train still moving? And it does come to a stop, but it occurred to me, it really looked, the train was backing up. Clearly the train was backing up. The train came to a stop and then reversed, I don't know, 100 yards or 50 yards or however far, not very far, but that fucking train was moving backwards during that film. Look again, or pull it up and share it, and let's look at it, because that train was moving backwards.
Well, when I was looking at it, if that train was moving backwards, then the truck was on the other side of the tracks. Then what they show a picture of the truck and the train, sitting in behind it, and if you were inside the train, the the truck would not be moving left to right relative to what you're seeing out the window if the train was backing up. It would be moving right to left based on that photo of the truck taken from the outside. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. But it is odd.
Well, it's not uncommon
Okay.
for trains to back up.
Okay, here it is. Here.
Oh, I
got it up.
understand.
However, in an accident
I
where
got the video.
go ahead and share it. I'll highlight you. In an accident, when a train smashes a vehicle or a truck or a garbage truck in this case, I wonder, is that standard procedure to back up at all? I mean, wouldn't you just come to a stop and just fucking stop? Why would you back up? You just had an accident.
Yeah, what would be the point of backing up?
And how could you back up? How do you back up a derailed train?
Well, it wasn't derailed. The GOP train didn't derail.
Oh, okay, my bad. All right, fine.
But I mean, if you just had an accident, you just smashed a freaking garbage truck. I would think the truck would just come to a stop. Period. Just flat out stop. Why back up? That's the safety issue. There might be people on the tracks. There might be debris on the tracks. The tracks might be damaged. Why would you back up? That doesn't make any sense to me. Go ahead, Mark. You're highlighted. Share.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Okay. So here's the video. Okay. So it's at 299 views now. Love the numbers. Okay. It's been stuck at 2 likes, and my video goes all the way back to the 31st because this is where I screen grabbed it. Okay. So as we update here it is here. Okay. So this was 1 week ago. This was my first comment. Why was the train still moving after the crash? Were the Congress officials not told to get off the train after the crash and then took a bus to the resort with the nuclear basement hideaway? And that's the getaway. That's the resort, the Greenbrier Resort, where they've got the underground bunker. And then I went back to it, right? So my screen capture in my video shows the views at 333. And I've got that. And then I went back and it was at 274. And then I went back, it's at 286. So that's going to be my question to my boy here, Rick Crawford, because he's the one that took the train pics, okay? And then we scroll down to his tweet from January 31st, unclassified. There's the Nunez memo, the crap. QAnon. Here it is here. Special thanks to Grosset, Virginia responders. Okay, so there they are there, and there's the infamous picture that he took. Damage from the crash a few minutes ago. Grateful for my colleagues administering. I'm fortunate for those to be safe. And then, you know, they use the old praying. Everyone's praying. Okay, so here's the video, and this is its own story here. You know, what the heck's going on here? Why wouldn't everyone have run to this if this was the hot video to see? No one see it because they don't want you to see it, okay? Here it is. So you're saying this is backwards?
They're moving backwards.
Okay.
The train is backing up right now.
How can you tell? There's the truck that it hit.
I can tell by the after photos. First of all, when you look at the after photo, first of all, this train is going to come to a stop any second. Okay? It comes to a stop any second now. It's going to come to a full stop. And you see the dirt tracks? The skid mark in the dirt goes the other direction. And when you see the after photos, when the train backs up, the rear end of the train is right there at the crossing, which doesn't make sense. If it was moving this direction for the crash, the truck wouldn't be where it is, and the end of the train wouldn't be where it is. Because if the train is moving and it takes a little time, obviously it takes time to stop a fucking train, up to a quarter of a mile or half a mile, depending on if it's a freight train or whatever. There's just no way that this accident happened and the train is moving in this direction, and then it finally comes to a stop with the tip of the train right there at the crossing. That doesn't make any sense. It makes more sense that the train slowly backed up. So I'm saying that train is going in reverse right there. which to me, again, is very weird because you had an accident. Why would you back up? There's hazard on the tracks, potential hazards. There could be debris, damaged tracks. You just had an accident. Stop the fucking train.
And the one concern I had after the fact was that the train 145 was the lead train and the 822 was the secondary train. Normally with the Amways, when you have front lead train and the second train, it's always reversed. And in the picture, the train number 4, the appropriate number 4, which is the newer paint and the newer train version, is still facing forward, and there's no sign of the 145, only that shot of it being damaged after the accident. So what did they do? Did they have a crane down and lift that train off the track like I did with my trains when I was a kid? I don't understand. Where did that train go? There's no pictures of that train, and they said that it was uncoupled. But if it was uncoupled, then that number 4 is already facing the way it's going. And then all the pictures I showed of those two together, one's always forward and one's always reversed. So that to me was a big flag when I did my video on the 145 and the 822. But you're right, it may well be going reverse. But whatever happened that day, that is all an orchestrated Hollywood friggin' movie, that's for sure. Train wreck, you know, Amy Schumer. More train wrecks, trains, planes and automobiles, trains and bridges, walls and bridges. I have to go back to John Lennon's album, Walls and Bridges, 1974.
Jeff
That's
Bridges.
another rabbit hole.
Sorry.
You know, I was talking about this with a friend of mine who loves to argue with me about conspiracies. He agrees with some, and he makes great points. He's a smart guy, but he plays devil's advocate a lot. And I said, you know, there was supposedly one death, and it was, I thought I heard that it was a passenger, one of the workers on the garbage truck. And I guess it turned out it was the driver, is the one that died. And I asked, when you're stuck, let's say your car breaks down and you're on the tracks, why would you stay with the car? Your truck and train is coming. And he popped off real quick. He said, suicide. I said, oh, well, you know, I can't argue with that. Maybe the guy was suicidal. I mean, pilots fucking crash airplanes. FAA will never tell you this, but some airplane crashes are because pilots are suicidal and they take the whole fucking plane down. And that's a fact. So, I mean, it's a fact. Maybe the guy was suicidal. Like I said last week on last week's show, I think it was a message. It was like a mafia message. It's like sending a fish to the Corleone family that Luca Brasi swims with the fishes. It's a mafia message that the GOP is a train wreck. A garbage truck, no less. Fucking trash. But anyway, moving on.
And there's probably more toilets on that train as well. And drain the train, drain the swamp.
You know,
the shithole.
You just reminded me, although it's not a toilet, it's a amenity. I just heard, and this has popped into my head, the other day, Air Force One is getting a upgrade. They're replacing 2 refrigerators on Air Force One at the cost of, wait for it, $24 million.
Not 33 million?
I was just going to say, wait, not...
See, I'm gunning for your spot, Amy.
You are. You
Gotta be quicker. The early bird catches the worm.
Yes.
No, Air Force One is getting 2 refrigerators at $24 million.
And the White House just had a refurbishment as well.
I feel like they could get a better deal on a refrigerator.
I think they could.
I'm just saying.
You know, I thought that too, but again, playing devil's advocate, I thought to myself, what if the refrigerators on Air Force One are like those restaurant refrigerators? They're too big to fit out the door. And if they are, they have to open up the side of the fuselage to get them in and out. But still, that $24 million, that's, come on.
You know, $24 million is not as much as it used to be.
I bet you I could build Air Force One for $24 million. You
I
get
blame
$24 million. I could build Air Force One and have $4 million to spare.
I think you're right.
Fucking Bitcoin.
I could build you a brand new Air Force One for less than $2,400.
Yeah. How much?
Okay.
How much Bitcoin for Air Force One?
Go ahead,
I'm in the
Mark.
market.
Let's roll. Let's roll.
Go, Mark.
We're
Go.
never gonna get this done, and I gotta eat.
All right, bring it to me. What's up with Bob Dylan? Bob Dylan by the numbers, bro. Bring it.
Here we go. It's gonna be probably, I don't know how long, but I'm gonna read it.
Take
Okay,
your
so
time. Take your time.
that's cool. A lot to go through, but there's some deciphering going on.
I'm
here
going to
with Dylan.
highlight you so
I post
screen share and bring us
whenever I want. Yeah. Okay. I won't screen share just yet, but I did leave the link to Extra Capsa because he did a post, funny enough, today on Mickey Jones, who did play in Bob Dylan's band back in the 60s, and he passed away this week, so we may have had a sacrifice there. But Extra Capsa's blog today is called Mickey Jones and Mickey Mouse, Disney Mind Control and A Miracle on Ice in number 2. And he's got some good links to the 216 as well. But here we go as we dive into February 16th, 2018 and what it means. So I'm going to bring up my post-its first. I did watch Linguini Incident last night, David Bowie's movie with Roseanne Arquette from 1991. 91. And it's an 88 in English ordinal, just to let you know. And that was a video released right to DVD, as in VHS back then. Would have been one of those, not in movies, but right away to the rental store. Linguini Incident, crazy movie. February 16th is the 47th day of the year. The Eagles just won Super Bowl 40. The Eagles just won Super Bowl 52, 41-33, which equals 74. We know it's the reverse 47. Also note, now this is just from me right now. We're not in Extra Caps yet. The reverse 47. Also note that from the prime of Prince's death and the Queen's birthday to February 16th is 666 days. February 16th is also, like I said, the 47th day. April Fool's Day is the 91st day of the year. There's our 91 again. We keep seeing it. This is the Chinese New Year. The Philly Eagles were the underdogs and just won the Super Bowl. Cimarron, as in the Cimarron River, Kansas had the derailment in March 2016. Cimarron is also a 91 in English ordinal, and that's the Queen is presently 91. Prince died on the Queen's 90th birthday on April 21st, and in the Super Bowl, Justin Timberlake paid tribute to Prince, and he was from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they just hosted the 52nd Super Bowl, and Flood is also a 52 in Gematria, and we all witnessed what happened when Houston hosted Super Bowl 51. Now, a very interesting point to note is that Gematria also shows that Queen is 26, so there's your 2-6 again. In reverse, it's a 62, and Train is also a 26 and a 62. Train is a full reduction 26, 62 in ordinal, and so is the Queen. So once again, we see more 6s and 2s. This is from the latest Extra Caps blog. The Eagles won Super Bowl 52, a clean 25,250 days prior to David Bowie, who died at the age of 25,205 days. SpaceX is 25, Musk is a 52. Life on Mars is a 52. Rocket launch is 125, 520. Of course, 52 was Super Bowl, and the NFL just had the Legacy program, which has been in place for 25 years. The Legacy program is what we saw where they did the tree planting ceremonies in Minneapolis, and Houston had passed the golden shovel, which I talked about last week briefly, before our boy, what's his name, Nils? Before he had had to say, I said that we had the tree program in place for the last 12 years, and Minnesota had trees, and now they're hosting the Super Bowl. And in one of my videos, I noticed that in the wiki page, it shows an Amtrak, and I think it was the Southwest Chief, going the other way because it couldn't pass because Minnesota had been flooded. So the trains were all on different tracks at the time, and they've got that on the wiki page. Bob Dylan has been touring continuously since 1988. dubbed the Never Ending Tour. And as of Super Bowl, he had played a total of 2,903 shows. 2,903 is the 420th prime. Of course, connecting the first 24 and 42, there's your 24 and your 42 run, and 293 is a 60-second prime. Now note here that we have 293 is 329, which is also a 329, which is also 923, and we keep seeing 923 as we will see in a minute. And that also reminds us of the September 23rd, right? I bet you we can watch this 2000.
Wait, back up. What about September 23rd?
Oh, because when you've got the numbers, when you've got 293, okay, whenever you see 329 or 293 or 932, you can break them down. When you see the three numbers together, you can put them into three groups.
I just want to know where you got the 923 again, because that number has been around. It's been popping up a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and this video is full of it. Actually, my sister passed me a note, and it's crazy what I found with the 392 related to the 235. Remember, we saw the 325 March 25th. We kept saying something's going down last year, March 25th, which was 325.
Yeah.
Yep.
I might as well go to. I'm going to go to that now. So now I'm going to go and grab the screen capture from you. Okay, I got it right.
Yeah, I'm really interested in where you got the other this 923 again.
Yeah, okay. So here's your 235. Okay, you see it on my screen share? Yeah.
No, you're not.
It, right?
Because next week next week we're interviewing Influence Freedom is going to be our guest next week, and we're going to be talking about numerology and astrotheology next week. So, and 923 is one of those numbers we're going to be talking about as well. So go ahead.
Okay. And as I go through the notes, it's going to pop up quite a bit here. So, and I've always seen the 923 as well. So here's 235. So this was 325 from last year. It was March 25th. Okay. We had the 322 last year as well. So look at the numbers for 235, and remember, you can make it anything. Okay, so now as we show you the 5, very rarely do you see, and Amy knows this, very rarely do you see 5 all the same, okay? Now watch these numbers pop up, and this is creepy. You've got a 936, you got the 66, you got a 60. Now watch this. All the same deciphers, okay? Now keep going. There you go, 239. Look at 329, 293. They're all the same. My sister just pointed this out. They're all the same. And then we come down to Space Odyssey. There you go. You know what? The numbers don't lie. This is it.
Wait. Hang on. Space Odyssey? That's if you're referencing David Bowie, it's Space Oddity.
Yeah, I'm going to 2001 Space Odyssey, right? The Space Odyssey.
Again, I don't know if I came through or not, but the David, just in case, I just want to be clear.
No, I'm just being cheeky. I'm being cheeky there.
Okay. All right, go ahead. I'll shut up.
And then look, and then just look at the numbers, all this, right? So, once again, this is where I go. I'll go and I'll just pick 666. I'll just go and pick it off, right? But they're not all the same, obviously. But that was a great catch that my sister made, especially with the Sumerian. I mean, look at it; it's just full of it. Yeah, she's right into the numbers. That's it. Look at it's crazy. Anyway, okay, so there you go. Okay, so and that's going to come back into play. So that's where the March 25th we were seeing it like crazy last year. It was crazy. Okay, so it's the 47th day of the year. Now you got to remember that February, and I'll come off of screen share. We can go over to extra caps there. Let me leave him up. He's got all kinds of the 216s are here because Minnesota 142, like Super Bowl, was a 24. Okay, Walt Disney World is a 142, Eagles 241, and then I want to get into his. Olympics, he's got 31, 11 days. Look at the numbers. Super Bowl comes after Super Bowl, 1987, when Disney launched their I'm Going to Disneyland campaign. Remember, after the Super Bowl, they always mention I'm going to Disneyland. Like, it's the numbers are just crazy. So I'm going to come off screen share and go back to my notes here. Okay. Go back. You're there. Okay. Okay, so back to Dylan. Okay, so we were at the 293 at the 60-second prime. Okay, I bet you we can watch the 2018 tour lineup for clues of what's going to come. He's playing 26 European shows, which will put him at 29 performances in his 29th year of the tour. Disney's Invincible was 260. There's your 26 again. Invincible is a 1026, released in 2006, a span of 1 year, 6 months, and 20 days. There's more 2s and 6s and 1s, 216. After the Eagles equals 162. First Super Bowl loss to the Patriots in 2 years, 6 months, 20 days after the 2/6 release of Disney's Miracle. Remember Walt Disney's Miracle on Ice, which was a Disney 262. Walt Disney is a 1602. Miracle on Ice is a 62. Super Bowl Lie, or Super Bowl 52, LII, equals 62, coming 62 days after Walt's birthday. Mickey Mouse Club equals 1062. The Mickey Mouse Club is a 262, 1260. Timberlake is a 262, 162. Justin Timberlake, I think you can get my point, and you can go and watch that yourself. This is also the Chinese New Year. Dog is reversed for God, right? And it's all a 17. It's a 17, a 10, a 26, and a 50, 55, and the 4 basics on the Gematria. So you go and you see you got a 10, a 2, and a 6 there as well. The movie Black Panther is going to be released on February 16th, and we all know what the Black Panther is all about. The Black Panther is in Sumerian as 666. And we had Panther Attack in, I guess, where was the Panther Attack? Do we remember? It was in early January. We had a Black Panther Attack. Anyway, there was a Black Panther Attack. Yeah. So from Black Panther, the movie's coming out, remember, on February 16th. And from the day of the Black Panther Attack, it's 44 days to February 16th. Crazy, the numbers again. And it was 1 month to 13 days. 666 is also the 911 is the prime 156. So when we multiply 666, what do we get, Amy? 6 times 6 times 6 equals
216.
There's your 16 again. The number 16 in the Gematria, if you put it in there, it's a 33, a 39, a 96, and a 93. From January 31st, which you know your moons, Aaron, we had a full super blue blood moon on the 31st, did we not?
And eclipse.
Yes, we did.
It was a full moon,
and
super
eclipse,
moon,
yes.
blood moon, eclipse, all in one shot. 150 years since it happened last time.
And it was a Jewish holiday which
That's
commemorates the life of trees, with the fig trees doing their ritual, blessing of the trees, right? So from that date, obviously, it's 16 days, which is another Jewish holiday. From September 11, 2001 to February 16, 2018 is 6,003 days. From the Queen's birthday, we did say, and the Prince's death to February 16th is 216. And we just said the Queen is a 26, and so is Train again.
Forgive me if you mentioned this already, but 216 is 6 times 6 times 6.
I just quizzed Amy with that.
Okay, sorry, my bad. I was reading the chat. My bad. Go.
No, Aaron.
You're
continue.
No, it's
We're going to have to fire
Bart's
you,
going.
Aaron.
I just got fired.
Bart's going for the chair.
It's 6 cubed.
Okay. So last 2 years ago, up here in Canada, we had the Fort McMurray wildfires, okay? And they began on Beltane Day, which is May 1st, all right? And Beltane Day is also the fire festival in Edinburgh. It's a fire festival day, right? So that's why it was kind of like Fort McMurray was a sacrifice to the fire festival.
Yeah.
And if you look at Fort McMurray on Wikipedia, you'll see that they evacuated 88,000 people that day. You had an 88.
When you're ready, ask me about the 88, or just tune in next week, because we're going to cover the 88 extensively next week. And I got the ultimate fucking answer. Most people don't know this, but go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you, but when you're ready, if you want, tonight I'll tell you about the 88, or listen next week.
Well, you know what? No, Aaron. At the end of this little run here, I'm on page 3. At the end of this little run, you talk about, you do the segue into your 88, because 88 is it's Trump. 88's Trump.
Oh, it's way deeper than that. But go ahead.
Oh, man, you're talking to me. Yeah, okay. Talk to me. Wow. February 16th, 18th to May 1st, 18. May Day is a Bavarian Illuminati establishment day, isn't it? They were established in 1776.
That's right.
You know how many hours from February 16th to May Day is? 1,776 hours.
Wow.
That's just a coincidence.
You
win the tinfoil hat contest.
William Weiscott was established on May 1st, 1776. Did you know that Cleveland's area code? Do you know that they have cleave land, as in split the land, divide the land? From Bowie's death, January 10th, 2016 to February 16th, 18 is 2 years, 1 month, and 6 days. Oh, Starman.
Damn it, dude.
Oh, Starman. Dylan, born on May 24th. The Queen. Up. Stop it, Batman. Somebody stop me. Dylan's born on May 24th, 1941. May 24 up here in Canada is called Queen Victoria Day. We honor the Queen on May 24 up here in Canada. He's 76 years old, and he's also from Duluth, Minnesota, another Prince state, right? May 24th is the 144th day of the year. It just doesn't get better than that. You know what 144 is in Jewish cipher? Time. 12 times 12 is 144. It equals time. Chronos, yes. 144 in the Gematria is 90 and a 261. There's your 90 again, the Queen's birthday, and February 16th, 261. February 16th, 2018 to May 24th, 18 includes the dates of 98 days, which is 3 months, 9 days, and 14 weeks. Dylan won 2016 Nobel Prize for Literature on October 13th, 16. From that date until February 16th, we have 1 year, 4 months, and 4 days, or 70 weeks and 2 days. 144 again equals time. He picked up his award last April 1st because he was on tour. April 1st, 17 to February 16th, 18 is 322 days, or 46 weeks. April Fools, Conspiracy, Evil Genius are 51, 57, 123, and 147 in the Gematria. Joke is a 14, a 22, a 41, and a 67. Or April 1st, 41 is a 4 and the 1, or the 1 and the 4. Dylan's box set and gospel was released on November 13th. November 3rd, 2017. From that date until February 16th is 106 days, which is prophecy. 3 months and 14 days, which is pi, and 15 weeks, 1 day, which is 151, which is also the 36 prime. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to 36 equals 666. Dylan's biographer, Anthony Scaduto died December 12th, 2017. From that date until February 16th is 66 days, or 2 months and 4 days, or 9 weeks and 3 days. Dylan's old girlfriend, Echo, died January 23rd, 2018. From that date until February 16th is 3 weeks and 3 days, or there's your 24 again, 24 days. Dylan wrote Girl from the North Country about Echo. It was released May 27th, 1963, coming up to the 55th anniversary, and we all know Satan is 55. Well, maybe we all don't know, but Aaron knows, that's for sure. February 16th, 18th to May 27th, 18th is the 55th anniversary. And that is 100 days, 3 months, and 11 days. There's another 3 and 11 or 14 weeks and 2 days. It just doesn't get better than that. Now, we talked about the bomb. We talked about Moab bomb. And the radar now is showing that Soy Bomb Guy is back on the radar. Soy Bomb Guy is coming back into the fold. And if you just Google search Soy Bomb Guy, you'll see what I'm talking about. But it also, when gematria in the 4 deciphers, it's 216, which is 45, 45, 144, and 96. Soy Bomb Guy is 45, 45, 144, and 126. So there could be some bomb-related stuff going down too. 16 and the Grammy, as in Grammy Awards, they're both 33, 39, 96, and 63. Dylan started his never-ending tour on June 7th, 1988. And remember how he said on 60 Minutes with the black dude, the reporter, he says, I made the deal with the devil. And he says, what do you mean? He says, I made the deal with the devil. Well, the deal with the devil is just like with the Rolling Stones and all these musicians. Now you're seeing Ozzy Osbourne and you're seeing all these groups going back out on the road now again because they've made the deal. They got to keep producing the money, right? So when he made the deal with the devil, it started on June 7th, 1988. The number of shows.
So sorry.
To the last.
Good point.
Yep.
Good point. That idea, Mark.
You just told.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go. You're on a roll. I'm
you just told. You can just told you. Yeah, I just told you. Just put it. Make a note. As I'm on page 5. Okay, I've got 2 more to go after this. This is the one here that bit me being
take your time,
the guy
Mark.
that's
Take your time. Give
oh, cool. Okay, we can go though.
You don't have to look through it.
Well, it's now on audio. People can always go back and listen and go, okay, what was he saying here? And right? I mean, this would be a great video, 1 hour video, right? For sure. If I could do a slideshow on this one, okay? So the Never Ending Tour, which is big, started on June 7th, 1988. Okay. The number of shows as of November 28th, which when his last tour run ended, okay, is 2,903 days, Aaron. Bob Dylan has been touring continuously since 1988, dubbed the Never Ending Tour. This is once again from Extra Capsa. Well, he did his blog today. My sister passed me these notes 2 weeks ago. Bob Dylan has been touring continuously since 1988, dubbed the Never Ending Tour. And as of the Super Bowl, he played a total of 2,903 shows. And that's because it ended on November 28th, which my sister's saying, okay? So we've got 293 again. The tour started April 1st, 2017 and ended November 25th, 17. And it included the end date. If you include the end date under the date calculator in the Gematria, guess what it comes up to? 239 days, which is the 52nd prime. The 2018 tour scheduled to start March 22nd, 18. He's going back on tour and it's going to start in Europe. Remember, he had to receive on April 1st last year. We all know April Fool's Day, and he's known as the Joker Man. And joke is the April Fool's 1st. That's when his tour started. This one starts this year on March 22nd. And what's March 22nd, Amy?
It's 11.
Pardon me.
Is she there?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What's March 22nd?
March 22nd is 322.
Sorry, I'm catching you off guard. There you go. Yeah. This is the big one. Yeah. And what have we had on 322? Brussels bombing, maybe?
All kinds of
We've
stuff.
had a few. Right, it's a big number, 322. So from March 22nd to April 27th, okay, when the European tour starts, okay, coming up, is 36 days, 1 month, or 5 days. 5 weeks, 1 day. That's the European tour. Okay. So from there, we go to February 16th. So June 7th, 18th is the 30th anniversary of the tour. Okay. Because he's been going since 1988. So from this next week, from February 16th to June 7th, the 30th anniversary tour equals 111 days, 3 months or 22 days, 15 weeks and 6 days. When you have the 322 there and you have 111, something's going down either on or before June 7th.
Let me ask you,
on or after February 16th.
What cipher is what cipher is the 111 in? Ordinal?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Then
No
never mind.
dates. We're looking at dates. No numbers, dates.
Oh,
days.
okay.
Days.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Got it. Sorry. I was just going to say 111, if it's an ordinal, is 666 in the Sumerian cipher.
And I'm going back to screen share, okay?
Go for it.
Feel free, my brother.
I
We'll
got it.
do all the overtime you need.
Yeah, okay,
We'll go to 10:33 tonight.
Do you remember? Yeah, perfect. So do you remember when I said 111 is relevant? Okay. So it's also the 322, right? Where did I see the 111? That's where I saw it.
Yep.
And this is what I'm seeing here. And we all know we've got some weddings coming up. We got some babies coming up. We got a couple, and it's just, the numbers are incredible. From March 16th, 2018 to March 22nd, 2018, the start of the tour is 34 days, or 1 month, 6 days, or 4 weeks and 6 days. The only Oscar that Bob Dylan received was March 25th, 2001. There's your 325 again, okay? The 2000 movie was for Wonder Boys. The song was called Things Have Changed. It's the same year, the same song, he won the Golden Globe, only he received the Oscar as well. From February 16th, 2018 to March 25th, 2018, the 17th anniversary of the Oscars is 37 days, 1 month, 9 days, 5 weeks or 2 days, or 888 hours. You can take that one to the bank.
Damn.
The numbers don't lie. Eh? The end. The numbers don't lie. No, not the end yet. Come on. Oh my God. Crazy though. Crazy numbers, isn't it? For March 25th, 2017, okay? You always go back 1 year. If something's happening, you can always do a flip. You either go ahead a year or you can go back a year. March 25th, 2017 to February 16th, 2018. The 16th anniversary of the Oscars, the Oscar winner, okay, including the end date, is 329 days, or 10 months and 23 days, or 47 weeks. Get those numbers in.
47.
47 and the 239. Death of Mickey Jones, drummer for Dylan, 1966. He was with the drums. He played the drums. February 7th, 2018 to February 16th is 9 days, or 216 hours. You just can't make this stuff.
Wow.
You saw that one. You saw that one. Okay, Aaron, I'm going to end it here with the moon. I got to look for it.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is.
The moon is the omega.
Going into next week. Yeah, this is it here, okay? So this is very interesting because everything is so ritualistic, and we haven't had a dark moon for how many? What's your number that you're seeing, Bart? What number are you seeing? 19?
For what? I'm here.
Bart's there. Sorry to ask questions.
No, not at all. No. I realized what I was doing. I was disturbing this awesome roll that you were on, and sorry for that.
Yeah, you're probably already confused.
No, I've kind of zoned out. I'm gonna have to come back to it, and like I drifted off. Like,
yeah, there's a lot.
like
there's
I
a lot.
kind of
It blew my mind too.
yeah.
It always blows your mind. February. Here's it. I got a 19 for you. That's all I'm saying. February 15, 2018. It's the black moon, or what we call the dark moon. Remember, I was saying earlier that this is the time of the darkness. We're in the dark phase right now. Atlanta airport blackout, Los Angeles X airport blackout. We had the Super Bowl halftime show. The boys that were doing the commentary, they went dark for a few minutes. NBC went dark, and it was all over the media. And then MH370, the ship that was searching for the missing plane on February 6th, it went dark for 3 days, meaning they couldn't find it, and they said it went dark.
Yeah.
So the whole dark thing is being played out, right? So we got the dark, you know, the
Yeah,
dark,
the term,
the landing of the SpaceX, the third rocket on the Falcon Heavy. It went dark just as it was landing, and they blamed it on the vibrations. They better get better washers and lug nuts for that goddamn camera for those guys. Anyway, so this is all about the dark, okay? This is the final right here. February 15th, 2018. We have the black moon. There'll be no full moon in February 18 due to the 2 full moons in January and March. Do you recall we just had 2 beautiful moons, right? In January, we had one at the start, one at the end, right?
That's
so
right.
that means February, because there are 28 days, they don't get one. We
Right.
get 2 in March though, coming up, okay? So this has not happened in 19 years. The last one happened on February 16th, 1999. Prince, 1999.
I was just thinking
What happened in
about
1990?
partying
Okay,
and
yeah, moon.
like it's
The moon will appear black. The moon will appear black on February 14th, the 15th, and the 16th. The moon, on the new moon, the Jewish tradition would be to celebrate as if they are starting their new month, birth of the moon. The pagan tradition, the new moon is the moon of Hecate, Hecate.
Hecate.
Heck.
Hecate.
I call it
Hecate.
Hecate. Yeah, that's how they got heck from. A goddess of the underworld. A goddess of the underworld. Dogs were sacred to Hecate and associated with the roads. They were offering to be placed at the crossroads. They sacrificed the black female puppies. Ooh, scary. The dogs got sacrificed.
The black
15th
female,
February.
the black female puppies.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 And
Okay.
I haven't really had a
Black
chance
female,
to.
I'm going to
I haven't
make
had.
a mental note. Black female. We're going to see a black female sacrificed. Go ahead, Bart. I mean, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, and yeah, you know, yeah, and you also and it's also
Oprah?
Black History Month, right? Yeah, so they sacrificed black female puppy, and I think that Blake Shelton had a bunch of puppies running around in his cabin Super Bowl commercial there with Kelly Clarkson. I think he had puppies running around with him by his feet in that commercial. The 15th of February is Lupercalia, which we all know the wolf mother of the Romulus and the Remus. Romulus thought to found Rome,
The two brothers founded
purification
Rome.
and purgings. That's right. Sacrificed goats and dogs, they did. It is also the cleansing and the fertility ritual. We've also got Valentine's Day that falls into the 14th as well. The 15th is when it's going to be totally black, and the 16th and the 14th you won't even be able to tell anyway. Even if there is a sliver, you will not see it. It will be a complete 3 nights of black moon. February 16th is also the Chinese Lunar New Year, which is the year of the dog. So with that, I leave you with, is February 16th the beginning of a ritual, or is it going to be a ritual? Will it be a blackout? What will it be? That's the question. And when will Bob Dylan be sacrificed to the altar? When will he meet his dog maker, if you could say, or his Lupercalia? That's what the numbers don't lie. So Bob Dylan is on the radar, and I know that Zach and a few other people have put him on the radar for a long time now, and the numbers are starting to come home to fruition for Mr. Bob Dylan. Now, the one thing I do want to share with the screen right now, just to end it quick here, I'm going back to screen share.
You do you, bro.
I am. I'm going back. I'm going back in, and we have the Rolling Thunder Review. Bob Dylan had the Rolling Thunder Review, and it went from October 30th, Halloween, 1975, to May 25th, 1976. Okay, the day after his birthday, he had the Rolling Thunder Review. When you think of Rolling Thunder, do you not think of trains rolling thunder down the tracks?
Yeah. Okay.
I do. Relive Bob Dylan's legendary Rolling Thunder Review with rare photos. So this show, and he did, I'm going to show you first this Rolling Thunder Review. So here's where he played. He played these dates. He came up in my hood. He was up in Toronto. And then he ended the concert right there, May 25th, Salt Lake City. Nice place to end it there. So the album came out on January 25th, I believe, 75. And that album was called Blood on the Tracks. And that's why you're seeing all these train tracks.
All the blood, the theoretical
blood on the tracks.
On the
Released
tracks.
January 20th, 1975. Look at that, 39.9K. Look at the numbers, don't lie. 77249669 7447 24858. They're all there. Bob Dylan.
Wow.
The numbers don't lie. The 30th anniversary concert celebration. There it is, October 16th, 1992. So that's just a little bit of segue into where are we going. Extra Capsa, he's looking at it. I know Zach's looking at it. The numbers don't lie, and there's lots and lots and lots on Capsas. Elon Musk, they're all there. The 16s are there. Look at the 11s. Falcon 11666. The 111. That's all there. What we've been seeing. The numbers. The numbers, right? They don't lie.
They all over the
don't
place.
They all over the place. So anyway, I'm going to throw that back to you, Aaron. And how was that? That was my sister digging deep in the rabbit hole. She did a great job. Wendy, awesome.
Thank you,
Claps.
Wendy.
Good galler.
Love you.
Galler. Love you.
Bravo.
Crazy. That was it. And then you got your 888s next week, and the train is 822. So that's on August 22nd, and that just happens to be Wendy's birthday. It's a powerful number. August 22nd. Something's going down. But we'll see. We'll see. But I just wanted to lay that out there because we've got a week to go and something's going to be in the works. You've also got the Olympics, right? So from the Fort McMurray wildfires from May 1st, 2016 to the end of the Olympics, which is May or February 25th, 2018, also equals 666 days. So more wildfires to come. California, maybe even on the West Coast, north into Oregon and Washington, who knows. But that tree of life is hanging there in Olympia National Park in Washington. And these Olympics, there might be some more rituals going on. And that's it for my presentation. And I thank you for listening, watching, viewing, and please like, subscribe, and comment at the end of this video. Yes.
And don't forget to thumbs up.
Didn't. Did I just make? Yes, and don't forget the thumbs up. And don't forget to go over to Bartleman's channel and make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, please, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to Bart's channel. Last I checked, he only needed 17 more to reach 100, and then he can live stream and host shows. And so there's that. Brilliant, Mark. You're fucking top drawer, my friend. Top drawer.
Yeah, there was a lot there. Of course, you can go back, listen to the audio, and you can actually see that. I mean, we did it verbally. Normally, we would show it in a presentation, but, you know, it's definitely worthy of a video. And, you know, I could do a slideshow easy on this and just flip the numbers at you. And, you know, she's done a great job putting this together. And I know that it's the 216. I know we're all seeing March, but let's not forward into March here. We're we're into, this is silly season because we've still got the Oscars coming up in March 4th, a month exactly after the Super Bowl. So
Oh, joy.
there'll be rituals going into that. So
I
anyway,
don't think
yeah,
I've seen,
that's interesting.
I don't think I've seen an Oscars in my life.
I want to remind people before I forget that I have made a prediction, I don't know, 2 or 3
You
months.
have.
2 or 3 months ago about March 11th of this year. This year being 2018, obviously 18 is 6 plus 6 plus 6. Obviously, this year, if you don't know, is the 70th year anniversary of Israel. And they love their numbers, and they love the number 7. So this year is the 70th anniversary of Israel. And several months ago, I think it was in November of last year, I looked into the calendar and I just counted the days, 70 days into this year, 2018. 70 days equals March 11th, 3/11. It also happens to be a Sunday. It also happens to be a full moon that day. And it also happens to be the 70th anniversary and the 70th day of the year on the year 666 of Israel. So everybody keep your eyes out for March 11th, 3/11. And I'm calling it like a boss. I'm not letting this one go until it comes. I'm happy to be wrong, but hey, if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
We'll applaud if
But
you're right.
there it is. So anyway, do you want to hear my bombshell on 88? On the 88 code?
Sure.
No.
Bart.
Yes.
Okay. I am going
Bart.
to share.
I haven't gotten to talk in a while. I just wanted to say no. Go, Aaron. Go.
Hey, pardon me. Hey, you got something to say, Bart? Speak up. You're a big boy.
No. This has been great to do a show. It's
I know,
something
you're
different.
fucking around. I know.
So Mark is awesome, right? He went into this whole flow.
He was reading a script.
I can't wait to go and listen to what all that was all about. I'm probably going to listen to it like 3-4 times and try to dissect it. Right? It's like I don't know. It's very involved, very complicated. Right? It's for me, and I imagine some people are similar. That this format of only sort of speaking out the ideas and the numbers one after another, and stringing it in this kind of a chain. They can't I couldn't follow it. I had to zone out, right? So I went into the chat, but I can do that when I can be in control of the timing of it, right? Like you say something and then another thing and another thing. I get to hit the pause button and then go research and then come back and pick it up. But either way, it's really valuable to get it on record in every like variation possible, because there's somebody out there who sat there and listened and was like, yep. Following, this is the format for me, you know? And I was in the chats and a couple people that I was talking with were like, if this were accompanied with visual, it would make a difference for it, you know? And
Totally.
it would slow down, it was accompanied with visuals. That would be the format for me to be more engaged, right? But either way, I'm all about like the shotgun approach, right? Like if there's good content, then the good content is always the good content. Then you remix that into the 10,000 different ways to present that content. So, you know, awesome
Excellent
stuff.
point. Bart, excellent point. You know, obviously it's you're looking at rapid fire because, you know, I've got the sheets and you're going to blow people's minds for sure. It's like Extra Caps's video, first one I said that he put out in 22 months on the on Starman and David Bowie's song and all the connections there. When you read his blog, if you go over to his blog and read the one on the SpaceX, he did a video on it, but he threw the numbers. He did like a 7-minute video and the numbers just scroll by. And you know, my only critique on it was, you know, you should have slowed the numbers down because a newbie looking at gematria for the first time. I mean, I saw a whole bunch of 111s going by. I saw 222s. I saw 322s. I saw the numbers to me that make sense, but to the average, not the average, but to the newbie coming in, they're just going to be like what you just said to me, flying by with the numbers. I see comments in the chat room and they're going, you know, what do those numbers mean? Well, they mean something because the world is based on numerology. Why do you think A equals 1 and B equals 2? Who decided all this? When was it all decided?
The Jews.
It was decided a long, yeah.
That's the deep stuff.
Babylon.
That's where it gets really interesting for me.
Yes. So that's why if you're awakened to the numbers, then you're awakened to pretty well everything else. Because look at 911, right? I mean, you just saw the album cover
you just
there
said
with you know,
you just
911. I mean, why did we have 911 in our emergency?
I'll tell you.
Why do we call 911 help?
Yes.
I'll tell you.
Distress.
I'll tell you.
You're nervous. You're in trouble.
I'll tell you why. But before I do,
888.
Aaron's going to tell you why.
Before I forget, I want to throw this out there to you, Mark, and to Johnny and those who like to dig in rabbit holes. First and foremost, let me just say real quick that Johnny pointed out that March 11th is a 32% visible moon, so it's not a full moon. I got that wrong. I swear I saw that when I was looking at the calendar. I swear the calendar said full moon. My bad. If it's wrong, I'm sorry. But the other thing I wanted to say was that the Starman, I want to throw at you, Mark, and Johnny, and those who like to look in rabbit holes, because Elon just launched this car and they're calling it Starman, who's sitting in the car. I think that we should go back and revisit the Jeff Bridges movie Starman. And by the way, it was produced in 1984. Haha, like the numbers. So Starman, you guys remember that movie, Starman?
I didn't see it, but I remember hearing about it.
Well, okay, it's time. It's time that we go and revisit Starman because they're giving us clues there, and there might be a clue in that movie. By the way, again, published in 1984. So back to the 911. Many people on the internet are saying that September 11th, 911 is Christ's birthday, and they happen to be correct, and I think I can prove it. And if you would like, I'll go into that, and I'll be a little bit brief because we're already at 10:30. I am going to screen share real quick, and I got to show you something. And for those who don't know, if you've ever heard of the analemma, do you guys know what the analemma is?
Oh, Aaron, hurry up for the love of Christ. Hurry up.
You're my favorite, Bart. You are my favorite. So, real quick.
What?
I know Amy does, and I think Bart does, but Mark and those guys and people in the chat, do you guys know what the analemma is?
No, sounds like a drug, a vaccine.
The analemma. I should be sharing. Let me go full screen here. The analemma. This is the path that the sun takes in the sky over its cycle. Because it's the sun, it's a yearly cycle.
Yes.
So if you were to track the sun at the same time of day, at the same location, anywhere on Earth, and you track the sun's location, say once a week. Let me just grab this one here for fun. This one here, I haven't counted, but the last time I counted, there may or may not be 52 in this one, but typically once a week, if you if you track the sun's location at the same time of day, the sun makes this pattern in the sky. It's called the analemma, which is a figure 8. Okay? Now, we all know the figure 8 is a representation of infinity. It's a representation of a cycle beginning and ending. But what you're looking at is the sun's path over the course of an entire year being tracked. This is the sun's location at the same time of day every day. And this is called the analemma. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but the moon, let me switch tabs. This is the moon's analemma. Over the course of the moon's cycle, which is a month long, oops, that's the same picture. That's the solar. I want the lunar. Back up. Oops, there it is. Sorry. Lunar analemma, it does the same thing. Let me go to images. Sorry. Here we go. There's the lunar analemma right there. Again, it's a figure 8. So the sun and the moon, the alpha and the omega, they both make a figure 8 pattern in the sky. And this is called the analemma, A-N-A-L-A or E-M-M-A, analemma. Okay, everybody got this? So there's your 88. You have the solar and the lunar analemma.
Can I break in just really quick?
Hurry up. Go.
If it's A-N-A-L-E-M-A, we have 47 in English order.
No, it's double M, 2 M's.
2 M's?
Analemma.
Oh, okay.
Lima, M-M-A.
Got it. Okay, never mind. Carry on.
Okay, so the analemma, you get a solar analemma and you get a lunar analemma. Now, the really interesting part about the analemma is, as you can see, one crosses the other. You have a crux, a crossing point. Here's the lunar analemma right there. So, speaking of the solar deity known as Christ, a lot of people are saying that he was actually born. Christ's birthday is 9/11, September 11th. And I think I can prove that because, and I don't have the tab open right now, but you can look this up. The solar analemma, let me just grab this picture. When the sun is in the center, or the crux, the cross, and here I'm showing this image. There's a line that shows the sun right in the middle where it crosses. Now, it's daytime and you can't see the constellations, but if you could, if you lined up, you can use Google Sky and verify this. Guess which constellation is right behind the analemma when the sun is in the center, is in the crux? Guess which solar constellation?
I know.
I know, Amy, shut up. I'm asking the rest of the class. Class, which constellation is behind the analemma when the sun is in the crux? Anyone? Bueller?
Ferris?
Can you give us a hint?
I'll give you a hint.
In terms of, well, okay, so can you give us a little more information? So when it's in the crux, what season would that be?
It's what season? It would be fall.
Yeah, fall. Okay. Is that maybe when it's
I've already told
Scorpio and Sagittarius, therefore the center of the galaxy? That's my guess.
It's interesting that you brought up Scorpio because Scorpio is in the fall.
That would be awesome.
Scorpio plays a role. We will be discussing this in depth next week with Influence Freedom will be our guest next week.
No, but that's winter. That's winter. My bad.
Okay, so
what-
I'll just tell you, since nobody has the answer except for Amy. Amy, why don't you just tell us? Mark, do you want to guess?
Orion's
I
belt.
believe it's
Amy,
eh?
say again.
It's Virgo.
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 It's Virgo.
Virgo.
It is.
I said it. I said it first. Virgo.
Okay, so here's the thing. When the sun is in the crux or the cross of the analemma, Virgo stands behind in the sky. You can't see it because it's daytime. But Virgo, so in other words, the sun, the solar deity, Christ, is on the cross with the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, the birth, the death, the resurrection. Virgo is behind the analemma right then and right there. And guess what is at her feet? The moon. The moon at her feet. Just like it says in the Bible, the Biblios, the Babel.
Yeah. Also, it seems like some of these alchemical drawings and engravings might make more sense if you sort of apply this kind of analysis to them.
Now, we interviewed Stormy 17 several months ago. And this guy is remarkably good at sussing out the symbology and the symbolism of all various things like opening and closing ceremonies, Super Bowl commercials, that kind of shit. The guy's just bomb diggity when it comes to pointing that shit out. Now, Stormy 17, Bob Schlenker, he said in many of his videos, he has pointed out that when you see a bicycle in a movie or a commercial, that is a symbol of time. It's a reference of time. It is a bicycle. It is a bicycle.
Mhm.
It is a dual cycle. The sun and the moon, the Alpha and the Omega.
So what that makes me think of, right? Just from looking at that diagram that you had up, is that idea of the differential, right? A bicycle works because it's not a one-to-one differential, right? That crank, the disc that is attached to the pedal is of a certain size, and then the disc that's attached to the rear wheel is of a certain size. And I'm not talking about those goofy, weird, big wheel bicycles that they had. I'm talking about like what we landed on in terms of the standard model of a bicycle, right? But it's that idea of a transference somehow of this is the energy you put in, but then you get more out of it, right? It's synergistic. It's Buckminster Fuller stuff. And this is what's making me, my mind explode in that way of like, so it's a little tighter here. It's bigger and fatter and wider out here. And that's what makes reality churn. It's those differentials.
So,
good stuff.
So I'm pointing at the sun at the center of the analemma, right in the crux. See my mouse? Everybody see me pointing at this particular sun right here in the center? Guess what day that is? Take a guess.
That's what I was going to ask.
I
Guess
know.
what day? Guess what? Amy, shut up.
I don't know, your birthday.
Guess what day this is right there? Guess. Somebody, come on. I'm not looking at the chat, so I can't tell.
Wait,
Come on, guys. What day is
where
that?
your cursor is in that random spot?
And the sun right here in the center of the analemma at the crux. Guess what
It's
day that is?
September 23rd.
Solstice.
923.
It's September 11th.
Ah.
Yep.
It is September 11th. The sun is in the center, the crux, the cross of the analemma, the number 8, the infinity sign, in the sign of Virgo, the Virgin with the moon at her feet. Aaron, Rufus Cat, out.
Aaron,
Mike, drop.
that was good.
Mic drop.
Yeah, I'm gonna
There
give you a
you
mic
go.
drop on the way. I'm gonna give you a mic drop on the way out the door because we're in the Olympic season right now. I'm giving you a mic drop out the door. Okay.
I'll do you one better.
Here we-
I'll tweet you, and then retweet you, and then I will I will thumbs up you. I had another one. Oh, it escaped my mind.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah.
I did during my Prince-a-thon videos I did when he died. I looked at when doves cry, right? You know, when doves cry.
Yeah.
And I put Prince at the Temple of Baal there because he was a sacrifice, right? He was a sacrifice because the day he died, I found out that was the day that the Olympic torch started its relay from the temple in Greece, and that was I said he was an Olympic sacrifice as well. And in the South Korea Olympics in 1988, there's your 88 again, when they lit the Olympic, the Olympic flame, there was a bunch of doves sitting on top, just flying around, and they landed right as the flame went up and lit the gas to put the flame on display for the remaining of the Olympics, and a whole bunch of doves on camera, live footage, got smoked. They were crispy critters at their stake, right? So that's when I found, I did the comparison. Oh my God, when doves cry. So at the London Olympics, if you saw the opening ceremonies to the 2012 Summer Games in London and the closing ceremonies, of course, London, most friggin' Illuminati filled ritualistic friggin' Olympics ever. Guess what they had, because they didn't want to toast and roast the doves. They had a bunch of characters riding around on bikes dressed as doves. So there's your bikes and your doves analogy. Just look at London Games opening Olympics and Google search doves on bikes and Google search South Korea Olympics dove flambe. And then that was the same year. That was the same year when the Pope was speaking before the crowd, and the black crow, was it a crow? Yeah, black crow took out the white dove as soon as the Pope released the white doves.
That's right.
The black crow came in, and the raven came in and took them out.
Good memory.
And then I went back to the Queen, and the Queen had her ravens. They guard the London Tower, the ravens. And then I connected her ravens with Justin Trudeau here in Canada and his raven tattoo. And it was just the whole thing's a whole convoluted whip-ass. And maybe I might have to go out now. But there's your bike analogy as well for the Olympics. And we all know that cycling is a huge part of the Olympics. So great point. And guess what? To end it off, when the last shot of Prince alive was riding that bike around his compound the night he died, after apparently going to the pharmaceutical store to get some more drugs. That girl taped him on YouTube. It showed him riding his bike. So there you go, my friend. And now I am out.
Boom, baby. Boom.
Am I dropping the mic? Can I drop the mic, Bart?
I think
the whole thing about dropping the mic is you don't ask permission.
Yeah.
But you have my blessing to drop the mic. You can spike the mic. How about that? like Gronkowski.
I love you, buddy. You're awesome, dude.
Guys, this has been a fantastic
1988.
show.
Hey, and guess who's hosting the Olympics presently as we speak? Only this time it's not the Summer Games where they flambe the doves. It's the Winter Games where they wipe out 500 acres worth of trees to put a ski hill in.
And then they put up a tree as their symbol.
A fake
and
tree.
It's a fake with 400,000 illuminated light bulbs. 400,000.
Yeah, let's not trip out about 500 acres though. I mean, come on. Look.
Hey, Bart,
wait.
Bart.
Okay.
Bart, don't give me any sass, Bart.
Look, here's
give me that.
where a lot of my perspective comes from. I think I want to double check this, but I heard a stat which was if you took all the people all of the human beings on Earth and put them sort of arm's length from each other in one area, they would occupy the area of Madagascar.
Yep.
Right? Is that or is it shoulder to shoulder? Or I don't know. I mean, it kind of makes a difference, like arm's length or shoulder to shoulder. But
It's
either
pretty
way,
close either way.
Yeah.
I will say
Yeah.
this, I know that if you gave every single human being a quarter acre in Australia,
Thank you.
and I mean from birth till just barely alive at the end,
Every man, woman, and child.
every man, woman, and child, a quarter acre in Australia,
You'd have
you
all
would
of
still have Australia, some of Australia left over, and
no,
the rest of the planet.
you'd
Australia is 4% of the land mass, not including Antarctica.
right?
that's
So
right. I've heard
you think about that.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah. No, so I think that this idea, like I think there's so much politics throwing around numbers that seem big all the time in order to play off of that human thing where we think big numbers automatically mean shit. It's just exploited. It's how people get pulled into wrong thinking and out of rational thinking. And okay, it bugs me. I could wank about it, but I just sort of land on the idea that, well, that's just something that we have to work on. The more people that can think mathematically and rationally, the better. But the answer is not in scientism. The answer has to be in this like, I don't know. I like the Terence McKenna's idea around the archaic revival. Like the more lost you are in the world, the deeper down you have to dig, and the further back you have to dig into what human is in order to go and get the stuff to fuel you to be sane in this world. Something like that.
Well said, mister. I have a fucking Post-it note stuck to my face.
I was just riffing because earlier I guess
we're gonna take you seriously.
Yeah. No, please never ever take me seriously.
Okay.
This is not financial advice, people.
Okay. Brilliant. Yeah, we're not lawyers. Okay. Final thoughts, guys. Brilliant stuff.
Can I start?
Great job.
Go, Amy.
Final thoughts. Let's take our planet back. It's been stolen from us. And create better. Please see my playlist on my channel if you have not seen it. It's less than an hour, and I describe how we might accomplish retrieving our planet from the psychopaths in control.
And go ahead and plug your blog.
Oh, you mean my forum?
Yes.
That's at tapyourit.boards.net, and that's tapyouret.boards.net.
Awesome. Mark, final thoughts, buddy.
Well, thanks for hanging on there with me for the last 3.5 hours there, everybody, and I appreciate the love and support. And it's funny because I took a month off making videos on my main channel. I had about 5 posted on my backup channel, so I would go onto my channel and dig out that second backup channel, because I am going to start posting some of my more highly viewed and controversial, but positive controversial videos on that channel. So that's one of the things I'm going to be doing. I'm going to use that channel now as my guinea pig, because my channel here has been cleared of its community guideline strikes, thank God. And I can kind of have at her again, which that's what I've been doing. And been a busy week, and we're in the silly season, February, March, and I'll be paying attention to what you've got on your 888s next week, Karen and Amy and Bart, and I'll be around. But in the meantime, thanks everybody for your comments, views, and well wishes. But I appreciate the time you guys give me on this channel, and I'm always here for you. God bless.
Brilliant.
It was fun to have you, Mark. It was really fun. I like you. I like what you're doing. Keep it going. Do your part, right? We're all pieces of a puzzle, trying to figure out a puzzle within a puzzle, within an enigma, within, and
it really is the Matrix. It's the Matrix, isn't it, Bart? It really is.
Yeah.
We're in the live Matrix.
It really is.
We are, and they don't like it.
Well, I don't know. It's like, who doesn't like it, right? Like I've vacillated between not liking it and loving it, and hating it, and kind of being cool with it. Great
point.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. We're here. We're alive. We're doing what we're doing. Let's celebrate each other. We're all doomed. So so always remember that. We're all sinners. Terrible, terrible people.
Nobody gets out alive.
Yep. Nobody gets out of this thing alive, right? So.
All right. Well,
yeah. Let's do it again next week.
Yeah, this has been a brilliant show, and please subscribe to Bart's channel if you haven't already. Amy, one more time, please drop Bart's link in the live chat.
I gotta get. Hey, are we going to do the outro properly this time?
Thank you for reminding me. Yes, let's do a proper outro this time. Get it cleaned up. Amy's going to drop the link to Bart's channel. Last I checked, he needs 17 subscribers so he can.
No, you haven't been keeping up. It's like 14 now.
Wow, 3 whole subscribers. Hey, we had. We got you from 52 to 80. What? 84. In 2 weeks, so that's not.
You didn't do it. It was Jesus.
Okay.
Jesus did that for me. So.
I'll try and...
Those are my subscribers, Bart. Make sure you honor them.
I will dishonor them with the greatest of care.
You better honor them by producing some fucking sacred geometry videos.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Oh, by the way, everybody, like I'm Twittering and Instagramming now. So like, just look for Bartamon on Twitter and Instagram, and you'll find me. And I'm half as sharp and twice as funny.
You're like a beach ball.
I'm like a beach ball.
If you don't start producing videos, I'm going to come to California and smack you around.
Me too.
I ain't scared. Yeah, I ain't scared of either of you.
Oh,
Bart
haven't
like
seen me in action.
I've been working out. I could take you.
You're a skinny punk. I can see you.
I've been doing lighter curls.
Okay, guys. Be good to each other and pick up your trash.
Love always.
You ready, Bart? Take us out. Thanks, Mark. You're brilliant as always.
10:55 out.
Oh, I didn't screen share. My bad.
And I almost didn't fire you this week.
I had it nailed down, and then precious moments.
Thanks everybody in the chat. It was good to see Johnny Supertramp and Mad Pie Man. We had a bunch of new faces. Marie, what is that? Kistonen.
NASA Lies.
NASA Lies. He's been with us all night, 4 hours. Good on you,
Smart.
Bro.
Yeah, start to finish. Thanks, Broadsword.
Broadsword. P99 was here earlier. Thanks, everybody. We love you all. Take us out, Bart.
Matt
All
Pyman
right.
hanging in there.
There we
Nice
go.
job.
Andala. Kampala. Laksana. Melifanglasana. No, say it.
Yeah, don't say it.
The sadder part of the outro.
I like Amy's term, useless leaders.
Guy. Creepy.
Be good, everybody. See you next week.